Mm-hmm.
Game 4 of the NBA Finals are tonight. The Pacers are up 2-1 over the Oklahoma City Thunder. And the real question is, are the Thunder in trouble? Are the Thunder in trouble? Game 4 in Indiana? Are you guys worried at all about Oklahoma City falling in the hole 3-1?
Yes, I am 100%. I'm worried about them falling in the hole. Does that mean it's going to happen? No, it doesn't mean that. But yes, I am worried about them falling in the hole. I did not realize Indiana's physicality, even though Swiper turned me on to them in January. I really wasn't.
Notice he didn't say Ron, by the way.
I didn't.
Mars, you notice that?
I didn't pay nearly as much attention to them as I should have because I was wrapped up in the Cavs. I was wrapped up in the Celtics. I was wrapped up in Oklahoma City. I was even paying more attention to Minnesota. And Swiper had mentioned that we need to start talking about Indiana more. And I didn't realize, just watching them in these NBA Finals, the level of physicality. When Pat Beverly brought that to my attention, I started watching more, whether it was against the Knicks, even in these NBA Finals. I'm watching their level of physicality, and it is definitely up there with some of the best teams in the league. I feel like Miles Turner, you guys know how I feel about him. I'm not a huge fan of him in terms of his physicality. I do think he could be a little soft. In fact, I do think he's soft, but he does do, with the exception of rebounding, he's done big man things in this series. And I think that he's done a really good job on Chet throughout the course of this series. So, Ron, they're down in the series 100%. And I feel like Oklahoma City, they have to have this sense of urgency because we're in a space now where if Indiana puts them 3-1 in the hole, they put them in the chokehold. Now, I'm taking a page out of Mars's book where if they put them 3-1 in the hole, I'm just going to say Oklahoma City in 7. That's where I'm going to go with that. However,
I mean, that's not crazy, though, because y'all,
it's not.
It's a lot of people saying that. Well, it's crazy to me, but it's not crazy for you to say that because it's sticking with your consistent logic that you think that they can win 3 in a row. Whether it's game 4 where they win 3 in a row or whether it's 5, 6, and 7, like if y'all believe that, then it makes sense.
And since we're on the subject of consistency, Ron, that's exactly who the Indiana Pacers have been throughout the course of this year. I don't mean the entire basketball season. You guys brought it up to me since January 1st. They have the best record, and they've been the best team in the NBA. And something that we had actually discussed, and Mars and I discussed it. I don't know if you remember this, Mars, where I mentioned the dog days of the year, how I broke down the 3 sections of the season. You got the first 27 games, then you got the middle 27 games, where I think is the most important part, and then you got the last half of the season. Just so you know, Mars, this Indiana team, 12 games over 500 during that specific time, from right after, like right around December or so. It was December. I want to say December the 15th. From December 15th to right after the All-Star break, February 20th, 12 games over 500. And I mentioned that to you guys, that those teams that you see that are playoff teams that are late in May and in June, those are the teams that are in the NBA championship or in the Eastern Conference Finals. They have the best records throughout the course of the dog days of the season. And Indiana has been one of those teams. So, Ron, Oklahoma City, I mean, they're in a bind right now. They're 100% in a bind. They're down in the series, and they have to win tonight. They don't win tonight, we have ourselves a situation, a huge situation.
Yeah, Hallie's record is 35-12, not including the playoffs since December 15th. So Pacers with Hallie, 35-12. So it's pretty.
20 games over 500. That's pretty impressive.
That's pretty spectacular.
Yeah, that's
like an elite league guard to me.
Sound like I wish somebody would have seen it coming.
Hey, Ron, we never. Oh, I'm so sick of Ron. And just so you know, Swiper,
we all are.
This morning I was on my live, and some dude said to me, I'll never forget this. This dude said to me, he said, "Yo, chill. When you fire on Ron, I'm jumping in because he wants smoke with you too. He wants.
I'm not the one that labeled him overrated. I'm not the one that didn't put him in the tier that he belongs in.
What tier did you put him in, Ron? Let's be clear about that. Okay, let's get to the what tier did you put Tyrese Haliburton in, Ron?
You put him in Steve Nash tier.
Yeah,
but Ron, you're never mind. I'm not getting sidetracked. I think that
they focused.
I think for me, I've had a couple of merging thoughts the last few days. One, OKC rightfully, as they were, should have been my preseason pick for the title. Even during the playoffs, as contested as the debate was up here for some reason, who had the likeliest odds to win the NBA Finals? Set the Thunder, even to miss the series versus Denver, which I thought Denver should have won. One, I think Mars, there's been this kind of course correcting. I think people are trying to say that the Thunder have been gassed all year. They're not as good as people make them out to be, even though they have the highest point differential ever. One of the 3 best regular season net ratings ever. They're even more dominant regular season team than the 24 Celtics were last year. They're right on par with the Warriors in 17-18, with the Bulls in 96. They functionally are. But I think people don't look at Shea. I think people look at Shea as like a superstar, but they don't look at him as like Jordan or Steph or KD, and for obvious reasons. And then J-Dub, people don't look at J-Dub like Scotty at all, or any of those players. They just don't think he's that good. I think there's a mix of people are trying to rewrite just how good OKC is, but also to the point that we talked about going into the playoffs really all year, how important matchups are. I think OKC is more vulnerable than I think people wanted to give them credit for. And I think that the Pacers are overall better than people wanted to give them credit for. And Mars, I've really been sitting here thinking about this. I truly believe in my heart of heart that for instance, the second round, if the Nuggets had just 2 more players like off the bench, I don't even think OKC would be here. But I also think based on how OKC plays, you can watch it when you're playing. Those first 2 games, Mars and Chill, even the first 2 games in a quarter, they were blitzing the Pacers, and you see it. Like, you see it. They are, when they're at their best, they're like the best team in the world because they're so aggressive. They're so good defensively. They're so good at demanding space on the court. And what I mean by demanding space is when you're the more physical team, when you insert your will and you're able to tell the other opponent, this is what you're going to do and not going to do. That's what they do. They literally dictate terms to you in the middle of the floor. The Pacers on the other end, the Pacers are so good at responding, not reacting, because reacting is an emotional response. We always talk about this in football. You don't react, you respond. You want to respond based on knowledge of what's in front of you. And I think the Pacers, they're so intellectually equipped from a basketball standpoint that they know that no matter where the game flow might go, it's eventually going to turn our way. We have to capitalize. And in game 3, it was TJ McConnell. And then it was Benny Mathurin. And then they were able to get Hallie and everybody else involved. And so I think that the Pacers, the reason why there's a chance, y'all, they go up 3-1 tonight, they might not be a better team than OKC in every single situation in total, but in the things that matter. Right. In the things that matter, though, and when it matters most, I think the Pacers believe they can beat OKC.
Sure.
The things that matter the most. And I really think that's going to come down. I think by the 4th quarter tonight, Chill, top of the 4th quarter, we're going to know. Like, if this is a close game, if OKC if the Patriots have a slight lead, I think they're going up 3-1.
My initial thought, because it's been such a roller coaster, I'll be lying to you if I said it wasn't, because there's stretches, not even stretches, there's times in the game where I'm watching Oklahoma City when they have the lead where I don't feel like they don't have control of the game. As physical as Indiana is, as tough as Indiana is. But then when we get late in the game, I know who Indiana is, and I know that they're not going away. Even if I feel like Oklahoma City is in control of the game when they're up 7 or when they're up 5 or when they're up 10 with 9 minutes, I still feel like Indiana, on some level, they're going to come back. And they're going to get in this game. And I feel like Oklahoma City, I think they've recognized that we're going to have to play 48 minutes in order for us to have a shot to win any of these games. Because they're not going away. And that's a difficult task when you're dealing with a team like that, Mars. When you're dealing with a team that no matter what we do, no matter how big of a hole we get them in, they're not going away. They're going to keep playing. And as long as Oklahoma City recognizes that, I think that they have an opportunity to win.
Well, y'all do know that Oklahoma City has led the series 90% of the time.
They've been up
89.3 to be exact.
It's not that high.
Damn near 90.
Well, they're down 2-1. So,
by the way, which means nothing.
Well, no, that's the Swiper's point where he said he felt like in the first 2 games, like OKC controlled the game for the most part, and they did. They've been up 90% of the time. But to Chill's point and to Mars's point, this Pacers team's not going to give up. They're going to fight you to the bitter end.
Remember last year, Chill, one of the prevailing narratives from the Lakers series is like Lakers fans were like, we were up. Statistically, they were up 75% of the series, and they got beat 4-1. And like I think for some people that don't play basketball a lot until Chill, Ron, Ox, when they look at like the game, like maybe that's the stat stuff, the L basketball stuff that the reason I'm bringing up, they all play pro, so I'm whatever, shout out. But L basketball stuff is a lot of nerds, as Ox would describe them. They see, well, if you're better for like a larger conglomeration of the game, then surely you're the better team. You know what I mean? So it must just be pure variance why you lose.
You don't think that's an issue though? Morris, I brought it up and you kind of dismissed it. You don't think over a 3-game sample size? How many minutes is that? Over 3-game sample size.
And just total
144, right?
Over
Over 144
total
minutes.
Or just the minutes are down or up?
And you're up 90.
So total minutes after 3 games.
Okay,
and you're up 90% of those minutes.
So you don't think them being up 90% of the time is not alarming?
No, but
the only thing that matters is who's up when the final buzzer sounds.
But that's the point. It's like I'm better than you when it matters the most. You can be good, really good, first 3 quarters or whatever, or first 2.5 quarters. But when the moment gets tight, I get better. You get worse.
And on top of
that's
keep going.
No, go ahead.
And on top of that, Ron, the psychological edge that knowing you're going to let me back in, and at some point when you let me back in, I'm going to take advantage of that. That affects the other team, which goes back to my original logic about Oklahoma City being a younger team and still growing up and still not recognizing how to deal with runs, right? Not recognizing how to handle when the onslaught is coming. We know that Indiana's coming. We know for a fact that if we throw them 14 in a hole, we throw them 17.
And you don't know where it's coming because it's not going to be Hallie.
No, but we know it's coming though.
I'm saying it's not. DJ McConnell was the catalyst. Benny, you playing all of a sudden, you playing drop coverage versus Benny, and he's Steve Nash. Like you can't play drop versus Benny. Like that's what I'm saying. Like literally, you can't play.
So Mathering can be Steve Nash, but Tyrese Haliburton's a step 2.
Nah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Tyrese,
that's scoring for out of you, Swiper.
Oh no, or Chris Paul, the best drop coverage performances we've seen in the playoffs the last 5 years. I think Chris Paul in 21 versus the Nuggets, and then it was Jamal Murray versus the Jazz in the bubble. Those were the 2 best,
Boston.
I think.
Steph against Boston.
It's Steph Boston too. I think those are the 3. I'm actually saying like this is the basketball part in terms of like your actual scoring versus drop coverage. Like you can measure this, by the way. That's not even like a crazy stat. Anyway, Chill, to the point. You don't know where it's coming from. So like you over here guarding Hallie. No Hallie, and then Nimrod's like boom, bing, 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 bing. Splash.
And it's difficult too, Ron. I feel like it's difficult also when you don't account for stuff like that. Like Oklahoma City has a plan, right? And they're playing with their double big lineup is to attack the glass. They're playing with their double big lineup is to get Chet to put the ball on the floor. In addition to him putting the ball on the floor, him getting to the rim. Because I feel like Chet is a positive. Like Chet doesn't take a lot of bad shots. When he's looking to be a scorer, I don't think there's a lot of bad decisions when it comes to Chet. With that being said, though, Ron, I feel like this Oklahoma City team, they know, okay, this is what we're dealing with. We know what we're up against, but we didn't account for 27. We didn't account for almost 30 for Matherin. We know he can go off for 14, 15, but we didn't account for almost 30 points. That throws a monkey wrench in everything that we're trying to do because now not only do we have to deal with him more than what we accounted for, but now we got to make up for that. And we haven't been able to do that. That's a big deal.
Hey, man, I just want to let y'all know when it rains, it pours. Sometimes the weather just get bad. But,
what's the
you able to survive the thunder. You able to being able to survive the thunder. I'm good.
Well,
the pace is good.
Technically, that's not thunder.
Whatever. Whenever there's thunder, or somebody could be woofing. Hey, somebody could be woofing.
Do you think the Thunder are woofing, Jordan?
I'm gonna move over.
They down 2-1. Something got to be happening.
Well,
you said they weren't gonna win another
game.
They
losing. That's what's happening. They losing.
Yeah, you said they weren't gonna win another game, though.
I didn't have them win another game.
Jordan. I did have OKC in 5.
I did not have them winning another game, Jordan.
So sound like somebody been woofing. That's
Jordan.
Like.
I don't think OKC's gonna win another game. So somebody got to
so
give
sick
up.
of hey, Swipe, I want to fight this dude, yo. I want to fight this dude. I swear.
But why is he wrong though? Why is he wrong?
Yo, can I just talk to the chat right quick? Please.
He doesn't get to do that. That's not his actual opinion. That's why.
I just want to talk to the chat, guys. I want to know why Chill wants to fire on me and kick my ass because I think that the Pacers aren't going to lose another game.
You didn't, but
if everybody up here says that they don't think the OKC Thunder is going to lose another game, then all of a sudden it's butterflies and rainbow. No thunder, no rain, no lightning.
Because you're a team hopper. No, because you're a team hopper.
You are too.
You are too.
Where are you supposed to be?
You're
the
person around the group of friends that doing too much with everybody else. That's you. Hopper, you're the hopper everywhere.
Wait. Because we can't keep going down this road. Okay, this is not the first round anymore. Let's just, you know what I'm saying? I thought two other teams were going to be here. You thought the other team. We all thought other teams was going to be here, except for most. I think about half of us thought the Thunder was going to be here.
Yeah,
but. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, none of us had the Pacers being here. Nobody up here had the Pacers being in here. And
Ron, you didn't. I'm talking
about. Wait. I'm talking about from the beginning.
From the beginning.
So now we have new information.
Beginning of the year, beginning of the playoffs.
But hold on. We're talking about the beginning of the finals.
Right.
Now that the finals are here, we are talking about what team we think is gonna win. If we had to do it the way Swiper's saying, then I can't even be here today. You know what I'm saying? I should have just slept in because I don't, you know what I'm saying? So we can't do it that way.
How y'all are behaving towards me even the first round, second round?
No, but Swiper, but what you're saying, Swiper, is that I can't even talk about the finals.
I wasn't allowed to.
No, yes,
for 3 weeks.
Swiper, we held you accountable for a
accountable
couple
for
of days. We held you accountable for a couple of days.
What you doing for Ron?
For switching up on your squad. We already been there with Ron.
You switched up on your squad. You switched up on your squad. You switched up on your squad.
Ain't no switch up on nothing. He's a Bucks fan.
Yeah, but okay. But when the Bucks was playing, he wanted the Bucks to win. You when the Nuggets was playing, you had them losing.
Want and prediction are two different things. You think I want the Thunder to win the title? I don't want the Thunder to win the title.
You do not.
I don't want them to win the title. I don't want SGA to win the MVP. That's a want. What is going to happen? A prediction is based on what I think is the most likely outcome. That's the difference. You hush.
I'm talking
to Ron.
Ron, be honest with me right now, Ron. So when the playoffs started, what chance did you really give Indiana to be in the NBA championship? Forget winning it, just to be in the NBA championship.
I would say I gave Indiana a 45% chance, and then I gave the Bucks a 55% chance.
And then
once they
the winner of that series in the first round, then how do you have a 45%
series was going to the championship?
Stay with me, Ron. Stay with me, Ron. So once they beat,
they played against each other.
Once they beat Milwaukee, what was next? What happened with their chances then? After they beat Milwaukee,
100%.
So after Milwaukee is out, now you got them in the NBA championship.
100%.
So you had them serving Cleveland.
Yeah, did I not?
Jordan, you gonna let him steal my tagline?
I don't remember that. I really don't.
Now you don't remember that.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that you didn't say it, Ron. I just don't remember you being this high on Indiana. I know how you feel about Tyrese Haliburton.
I'm gonna have to go dig up clips.
And rightfully so.
We're gonna have to do that.
And then he had 5, 3, and 5 in a row.
Hey, but Ron,
you remember me being high on the Knicks, right?
Hold on,
I know that was a little while ago. You remember me saying that they was gonna serve the Knicks, right?
Yeah. Ron, hold on, Ron, Don. Listen.
What's up?
Why are we trying to jump on Ron for y'all making this mistake of saying that the Pacers wasn't gonna win another game? And then they won another game, now they up 2-1, and now y'all jumping on Ron again for saying the Thunder might not win another game. That's likely.
Likely.
Why isn't it not? They up 2-1. They could go up 3-1 tonight.
Yeah, they could do that.
Likely strong. Yeah,
that could.
So if they go up 3-1, Swiper, what would it be?
What's more likely though, Jordan? What's more likely? The Oklahoma City Thunder tie the series 2-2, or Indiana goes up 3-1. What's more likely in your estimate?
I'm gonna say it's more likely that the Pacers go up 3-1 because they're at home. Like this, y'all didn't realize when the Pacers stole a game at home that shifted the momentum a lot.
100%.
Had they not stole the game at home, it would have been more pressure on Indiana. It would have been more. The stakes would have been a little bit higher, and Indiana could have possibly fumbled Game 3 at the crib because of the stakes being so high. Now the stakes are so high.
What if they blow them out,
in
Jordan?
the Thunder favor.
What if they blow him out?
I don't know if they're gonna blow him out.
Why not? But Jordan,
I mean, it's possible, but I don't think so. I think the Thunder.
Well, you said probable, and probable is between 50. It's basically a range of 60 to 75%.
It's higher than
probable. Like that means like it's more likely going to happen.
No, but I don't think that they're gonna get blown out. I think.
But Jordan, let me ask you this though:
the Thunder are a better team than that.
The Pacers didn't even play well, Jordan. I mean, they play well, but they didn't. Even, they didn't play as well as they
game
could.
3.
No, I'm saying they didn't play as well as they could have, though. They only made 7 threes, I think. I think they made 7 threes that game or something. 9 at 27. I can't remember.
Oklahoma City Thunder defense.
No. They missed open threes. Relax. Miles Turner had a bunch of remember Chill, me and Chill were arguing for the series, like, oh, you know, the Miles Turner pick and roll with Tyrese Haliburton, they just pop out. Blah, blah, blah. He gonna splash one of these games. He gonna have 4 or 5 threes one of these days. They're leaving him butt naked open. But I'm saying, Jordan, he's wide open.
He wasn't
wide open.
But Swiper, he wasn't even trying to shoot. He wasn't even trying to, like, one I seen, he did like a little short roll. He did like a little short roll in the post, and he had Chet was kind of like in a drop. And I thought he was gonna shoot it, and Miles said, fuck no. He pump fake, took Chet right back to the basket, pump faked again, bumped him, basket. And when they did that, I said, oh, this shit's switching. They realized, like Ox said, somebody might be wonton soup down there, boy. I don't know.
Soup
no, because wonton soup is easy to eat.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't say all that. You know what I'm saying? In fact, that was not my take. I just heard
so
it.
Chet like steak?
He a rough steak down there. He a tough eat. But all I'm saying is, once I saw that, I was like, these boys gaining confidence. But the biggest change, and I knew that Carlisle was gonna make an adjustment. Game 2, the Pacers held the ball too long, and I was on playback, and I kept saying that y'all holding the ball way too damn long. You can't do that against that Thunder defense. Game 3, they sped everything up. Everything was quick hit, quick dribble handoffs, pick and rolls, pick and pops like that. And then the defense, somebody finally did what we've been talking about. You gonna let Shea cook your ass one-on-one, or you gonna blitz him? Which one? So they decided we're gonna blitz him. This is the most. I think they did the stat on ESPN, the LeBron stats. This is the most Shea's been blitzed in his playoff career from that game right there.
Well, he hasn't had a lengthy playoff career, but I can dig it. You know,
we want to get to.
We want to. I mean, what has he got?
He been in playoff 3 times.
Okay, sure. And
that's a lot of playoff games.
4 times. He was on the
4 times. My bad.
He was the first time. I mean, the second first time. The second first time.
The Clippers, the Thunder.
Oh, the bubble.
The Thunder.
Yeah, the bubble.
Yeah,
okay.
Sure.
That's only 3 times, Mars.
Four. Well, no, it's the one. Remember, 18, 19, bubble, and then these 2.
4 times.
Well,
I forgot about last year. I'm already tripping. Last year,
if you think about as good as Shea is, I mean, Shea does have some flaws in his game in terms of getting blitzed, in terms of getting sped up, and being a younger player, he might not see that on the regular. And a team like Rick Carlisle's team, where they're as physical as they are with Nembhard, blowing up plays, fighting over screens like he is, on top of him fighting over screens like he is, and then you have guys like Miles Turner or Siakam chasing SGA to the break, and once he chases him to the break, now they jump him right there, and now he's got to get off the ball. More times than not, guys aren't in rhythm, and they count on Shea so much. And when they blitz Shea is the most important.
They're not even blitzing him at the level though. They're more so like letting him ISO and get to a spot, and then they double him like when he gets below the free throw line.
That's why I feel like they are blitzing him though.
They blitz him on. They blitz him on.
That's why I feel like they did.
They trapping that pick and roll hard.
But that's why they ain't running. I'm not running pick and roll if I'm them. I'm not running pick and roll.
But no. I mean, but hold on, Swapper. You can't just say that. You can't just say that because I think the adjustment will be made when they get to Game 5. I think the adjustment will be made when they get to Game 5 by I don't know if the Thunder should blitz at home. Like, role players just play better at home. So you leave them open at home, they're more likely to make those shots. So I think you make another adjustment going into Game 5. Now I don't know if Rick Carlisle see it like how I see it, but you know,
but Jordan, you really want to do that? I mean, I saw Obi Toppin make 5 threes in your building. I mean, do I really want to leave?
Yeah, but what do you make the next game? What do you make the next game?
I think it was 1 for 8 the next game.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So, like, you know, that game is an anomaly, but you blitz Shea at home when the Thunder Arena rocking. Isaiah Joe probably gonna burn you. J-Dub probably gonna burn you. Caruso gonna burn you. Like, to me,
but Jordan, if you don't,
I liked it. I liked it.
If you don't, you know what Shea gonna do.
What?
I know that.
You know
I know that. But I think you got to pick him up.
Go ahead.
I think you got to pick him up 94 feet rather than just the blitz. You just got to wear him down, and he gonna be great, bro. Like he gonna be great, but speed him up. Don't let him get comfortable and start directing traffic. Like no,
I'm not letting him pass the ball ever,
the whole time. But I just feel
You're
like
not letting him pass the ball, or
he had 5 assists last game, 3 assists last game, but he's averaging 5 assists. Well, I got to find out how many passes he's averaging. He's averaging 5 assists and 3 turnovers so far in the series. I think they're doing a great job of not letting him like do that middle of the floor playmaking stuff, and I think that's working to their advantage. I'm gonna keep doing that. Like you're not gonna find.
I'm running his ass off the line. No, I'm running his ass. So, I don't like when they let him stand there. I'm not getting.
How would you guard Shaq if you're the Pacers?
I already said how I would guard him.
Don't let him get the ball.
Game 3, yeah. Don't let him touch the ball. Pick him up 94 feet when he's off the ball. Denied. They did the things I said they should do.
Yeah.
When he was off the ball, they denied him. They don't let him come off handoffs. They're playing top lock. Then they're helping off the corners. They did everything I said they should do.
Yeah. So they did it. You stick with that game plan for the rest of the series.
I don't know if I stick.
Well, until no, you can't just throw the same look at Shea the whole time. No.
Yeah.
But I'm sticking with it until he breaks it.
Well, wait a minute. We might.
By the way, he's only, just for context, y'all. Tyrese Haliburton's throwing 87 passes a game so far this series. Shea's only throwing 36 passes a game. Like that is like stupendous, and that's obviously Rick Carlisle. Jordan is what I'm saying. Like Rick Carlisle is demanding that. But most of these passes are just like throwing it to the side. They're not actually towards the rim, which I think is like a great strategy by them. Go ahead, Joe.
Well, I was asking Mars is sure we're gonna have to adjust, but there are things that I can continue to do. Like one of the things that I could continue to do is keep the ball away from it. I 100% can continue to do that. And I think that's been the most effective thing with Nembhard because they don't really rely on Nembhard to score as much. And because they don't rely on him to score as much, he can expend a lot of that energy on defense, which would explain why you see him in SGA's shirt, which would explain why you see him being able to be as physical with him. So when SGA gets off the ball, like I'm doing everything that I can to not let him get it back. And when he does get it back, it's late in the shot clock where he's got to rush. I think we can stick to that. Now, to your point, the idea of blitzing and covering at the break, okay, the offense is going to change where Shea's going to get off the ball quicker and he's going to move off the ball a little bit more. That part I can get with, but I still can do the best that I can to keep the ball away from it.
Fellas,
I agree with that too.
Before we give our predictions for tonight and talk about exactly what we think is going to happen and all of that good stuff, I do want to go ahead and give the Oklahoma City Thunder some love because they've done a couple things this season that put them in rare company. The first of which, obviously, they won 66 games in the regular season. They were the number 1 seed. They were, 68. The net. 68. I'm sorry, Thunder. Let me put some respect in your name. And the net rating and all of that good stuff. But I want to even take it a step further because in the playoffs and the regular season, they are one of very few teams that have won 80-plus games. And they have jumped into that tier. The only team that has won 80-plus games and lost the finals was the 16-17 Warriors. Yes. I want to go ahead and put this on the screen now so you guys can see the list of teams that actually did this. And just give the Thunder some credit because they are in elite company right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's a new era. I think they're not the same guarantees to win the title with teams like this. It's not the same anymore. So I think that they're the best team in the NBA in terms of regular season, full 100-game context or whatever. But yeah, I mean,
the team with the most wins ever is the only team to not win.
Can you believe that?
I mean, they played against one of the best players ever.
They would be.
Andrew Bogut got hurt. Well, for Warriors fans, to get them an out, Andrew Bogut got hurt. Steph Curry was hurt, had an MCL sprain. So
and Draymond Green got a technical foul.
Yeah, and they got thrown out of the game, suspended, and all that stuff.
I'm pretty sure the Thunder are at 81 right now, too, by the way.
Yeah,
they would be if they lost this series.
Right,
if the Thunder end up losing this series, they would be the only team since the 73 Celtics, who also won 68 games, not to win the NBA championship. They'd be the only team to do it.
A team that won exactly 68 games? Is that
yes, sir. 68 games or more.
That's a swiper stat right there.
Well, the 73.
With the exception of the Warriors.
Yeah, he's saying 68 exactly. Hey, swiper. I do want to. Oh, go ahead, Ox. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say before Ron took that graphic down, I was going to say, Ron, if you really bad, check your messages live.
Oh, no, messages live.
Yeah,
y'all want to see that? Hey, y'all want me to jump into that dungeon? Hey, y'all think game 4 is something? I'll show y'all some shit right now.
I do not want to jump into
No,
that.
but I was gonna say, Swiper. I heard you the other day. I think that was that was Wednesday. What the fuck is a vertical dribble? Right to left.
I wasn't on the show Wednesday. I don't think.
So whatever day that was.
I hope you see my face every time Swiper said that. I was thinking about what you were reacting.
What did I say? I don't know what I said.
You said Derrick Rose had the best right to left spin.
Well, they were talking about, so these casuals up here were contesting that Derrick Rose was not an elite ball handler. And so Ron was saying that the reason why he doesn't get credit for that, I'm not talking about Oxen. We know what I'm talking about. It's Ron. Was saying that like Derrick Rose is not an elite ball handler because his athleticism was he
never
had too
said
much. No. He literally.
That's right, Swipe, because he was talking about his speed and he was talking about that.
He's too fast and he's too athletic for his dribbling to count. And so I said, well, then you have to give him credit for the fact he yes, you did. You literally said that.
I'm
not done talking.
As you were saying, Swiper.
And what I said,
if you go, hey, in the words of Pete, if you go quote me right.
That's what you said.
You go quote my takes.
You slept on Derrick Rose.
What did you say, Ron? Ron, what exactly did you say?
I said, first off, I wasn't downgrading Derrick Rose's handle.
Yes, you did.
Said
you literally were.
No. So are you going to
as you were saying, Ron, what exactly did you say, Ron?
Yes, you did.
He's not as nice as these guys with the peel, and he doesn't
because
have to be as
too
nice
athletic.
as these guys. No.
That ain't what he said, but I get
yes,
what
it is.
I get what he was trying to say, but go ahead.
No, you know what he said.
No, what Ron? It's coming back to me now. What Ron said is the fact that I'm athletic. That shouldn't be a hamper on the fact that I'm nice with the peel. Don't make it sound like just because I'm athletic, that's why I'm nice.
That's what I was arguing. Like Derrick Rose is an elite ball handler, period. But he's saying that it doesn't matter as much because he's too athletic.
But what the hell is a vertical dribbler?
So basically getting from point A to point B, because he wanted to say, well, all Derrick Rose does is like spin move, hezzy, boom, boom, boom. It's all based on explosion. I said, well, Ron, when you dribble, you got to get from point A to point B, like straight up and down the court. Like when you cross over, you want to cross over down.
I didn't know like that's what we label it as. Like,
no, because he was trying to make it seem like because he doesn't do a lot of like boom, boom, step back to the side, this, and that. He's not an elite dribbler. Derrick Rose gets from point A to point B.
He doesn't rely on his handle as much as guys like Steph, guys like Kyrie, guys like Jalen Brunson. These guys, their game is heavily predicated.
Players. Yes, I agree.
Yes, and they rely on their handle to get their shots off, to get to the mid-range, to even get to the rack. D Rose can get to the rack, and hey, to quote Mars, he can get to the rack from half court in one dribble. He can get to the from the 3-point line to the hoop in one dribble. These guys aren't doing that. I mean, they can, but they don't do that on a regular basis. Steph, to get to the rack, he got a pump fake, then go through the legs, hezzy, crossover, and then hit you with all of that.
I can tell you that right now.
Derrick Rose, I'm not saying he doesn't have an elite handle, but he doesn't have to rely on his handle as much.
That wasn't the conversation. Relying or having wasn't the conversation. It was who had an elite ball handler. Go ahead.
So what? That was pretty much the conversation though, Jordan. But the big deal was that I think what me and Ron was going back and forth on basically is I'm saying you don't have to have. I think that counts as being an elite ball handler. The fact that I can take the ball, dribble the ball, and get from here to here without you stopping me, regardless of how I do it. If I can take the ball, I'm handling the ball. It doesn't matter if it's because I'm faster than you. It doesn't matter any of that. If I can dribble the ball and move that fast, that's a good ball handler.
Jalen Brown a good ball handler?
Wait. I think
he gets the ball and go, Mars.
Ron, it's nothing like Derrick Rose. That's not even the same thing.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not, because he loses the ball a lot more than Derrick Rose. So it's not the same thing. But what I'm saying is I think all Swiper was saying with the vertical handle, I think it just means like getting downhill. Like
that's
straight line.
Because Ron was just he was acting like he was respectfully. Ron was acting like he was brain dead.
If you can get from point A to point B.
Derrick Rose doesn't do a bunch of messing around up here to get into a jumper.
But then Swiper specified it and said Derrick Rose, who had a better.
Y'all forget Ron is a cone merchant. Y'all forget Ron is a
good burst.
But like the right to left spin, it's like, all right, bro. Like my brain
no. There is no all right. Like for instance, Jordan. If I say this to you, LeBron James in transition, the thing that he was one of the best things he was at is that when he literally crosses over, he spins back over his left shoulder consistently, and he got it during his prime. when in 2009, and he got it all the way up until 2023. He goes, he fakes left, he crossover left, and then he spins on you and he scores or he dunks.
Yeah,
that's what he does.
What about but how are we gonna measure that? Like, what's the pool of players that got a right?
Saying, like, I've seen him do it more than other players, and he is that's what I'm saying. I've seen him do that more than other players do. And I'm saying D Rose, what he was saying, Derrick Rose's quickness and his shiftiness, that somehow takes away from how good he was with the ball. And I'm like, well, Derrick Rose being able to spin in the middle of the paint and dunk or lay it up, that's a credit to his ability to use the basketball to his advantage.
All right, I guess
that's impressive, Swiper. But
we can't hear you, Joe. We can't hear you.
But we're talking about
Jordan,
Please say something, Chill. Save the conversation.
Because Jordan is talking about Swiper's verbiage. First and foremost, Jordan, how many times have I told you about what the hell the verbiage is today? What the hell is the nail? What the hell is the break? I don't know what that shit is.
The nail is common. The break is common, but the whole right to left.
Common to me.
Hey, Chill, I never heard of the nail until the panel. I never heard of the term nail until we got on the panel.
Never heard nail?
Never heard the term. I never heard the term
nail. I don't know what the nail is.
Nail is very common.
I know what the nail is, but I never heard nobody refer to it as the point on the court.
In the mid-range.
Yeah, okay.
Your coach never told you step on the nail.
Nobody. I've never heard.
Or this is emblematic of another issue. Rod wasn't in film. And he's not in film now. Because for him to have those eyes about Derrick Rose, he doesn't know what he's watching.
I watch more basketball film than you and
Here we go. De'Aaron Fox better than Kyrie Irving too. I bet.
Basically, Ron.
He is.
I'll put it Steven Spielberg when it comes to
I don't care what you talking about.
Hold on.
Shit, I got some workout cologne to sell your ass.
Hold on, real talk. Basically, Ron.
When it comes to
no
the
heat,
break,
but you know what you did.
When it comes to the break, I don't think I was familiar with that just because I never played in the NBA.
Oh my god!
That part.
I didn't know what that was neither.
You know what I'm saying? Like that wasn't something that was common. I would commonly refer to just because of the way that the 3-point line is shaped. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like the nail stuff like that, I'm pretty familiar with that. There was what killed me when I first got on was the inverse pick and roll. When I heard that, I was like, what are y'all talking about? That's when the guard sets the pick on the big. Well, so you're talking about a pick and roll, right? Like,
a reverse pick and roll.
Yeah, right.
I don't think it's. I just thought it was just a pick and roll.
I mean, typically it would be called a pick and roll, but the guard's just setting the screen. I guess inverse pick and rolls are
inverted, whatever that was calling it.
How did you know about that though?
It's a more decorated way to call it
because swiping to me,
it's just quicker.
Yeah, it's quicker. It's quicker, more decorated.
It's because anybody can set a pick and anybody can be the pick and roll. So it's just always like set a pick, not an inverted pick and roll.
Mars, if you're explaining something to me, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Mars, but if you're explaining something to me, does it make a difference if you say an inverse pick and roll and when you say chill, when the guard sets the pick for the big?
It was less words. Inverted pick and roll. 3 words.
Inverted pick and roll.
So
chill when the guard sets the pick. So when the guard sets the pick for the 4-man. Okay.
Small words. That's
what did you call Spain pick and roll, for instance, in basketball?
Like, for example, Spain. What do you call? What is a Spain pick and roll? What is
where you back screen for the screener? So the big comes up to set for the guards.
You call that a double screen?
On the big man.
That's what that is.
Screener.
Yeah.
One more time.
Screener.
That's what that is. Spain pick. I don't know what the hell that means.
Okay. See, I never knew.
A Spanish pick and roll.
That's what they do. That's what they do.
When it's coming off a pick.
Yeah, they got it from Spain.
What do y'all call a double drag then?
Wait, hold on. Wait. Ron, can you explain that real quick?
So the Spanish Ox, we done seen this plenty of times when we watch EuroLeague.
I know.
It's just when the ball handler comes off the pick and roll, and then you have the guard. Olympiacos runs this all the time. They were actually one of the
a lot of EuroLeague teams run the same shit. Yeah.
But and then you'll have a guard that'll come and set the back screen on the big that just set the screen. It's picking the picker. They'll set the screen on that. The reason why you want a guard to do it for the most part is because obviously the screener's usually the one that's open. So when they set that screen, when the guard sets that back screen on the big, not only do you have the opportunity to get a switch, so now you get a small on the big and a big on the small, but also when that guard sets that back screen, they get the pop. So you want a guard flaring on that screen because more than likely a guard is your better shooter.
And you dragging that big that big guy away.
See, but when they run that shit,
it's just the verbiage.
It's kind of like a UCLA cut too, though. Like it's
listening
like
to you guys.
Another factor of the UCLA cut.
I'm trying to I'm understanding the verbiage when you.
Okay, so hold on. So what do y'all? So two more then for the basketball people. So Real Talk and Mars. I know you probably know this, but you're not playing basketball. So the analog folks. Like, what do you call a double drag and a flex? Like when you run a flex on, like flex offense when you getting cuts to go towards the basket, like from the 3-point line on the baseline corner.
That's a flex cut. That's all it is.
You call a flex cut, and then what do you call a double drag then? Like, which is
a double drag. That's it.
You just call it double drag.
Yeah.
Too high.
Is it meant to be
horns? Really too high. It could be horns. It could be horns. Double drag could be horns too.
So the double drag, if I'm not
mistaken, but the horns is the step though.
Horns you can
horns is the step. I'm following you guys. So a double drag is a screen and then another screen behind it, but it's slower.
It's a staggered screen.
That's a double screen.
I mean, it's so.
But that's just too different though, Chill, because you got a double where we shoulder to shoulder.
Right.
This double drag is more of a staggered though. So it's like
it's a staggered screen.
It just depends on what you want out of the set. Like particularly like most of the time, if you run that double drag, it's probably gonna come out of horns. But it just depends on where you want it and how you want it. Like that's how.
Where's it the most common, Jordan? Where's it the most common?
At the top. At the top.
I just want to make sure that I'm following.
At this
Indiana
point,
run because this action that you're talking about. Indiana runs that a lot.
Damn near half court, which I hate it being that high because it's so much easier to guard, to be honest. But
horns from what I remember is when you got the two bigs, they had the free, the nails right. And then you can run horns. If you're a guard, you can pitch it to one. You can pitch it to one. Go get a dribble handoff from you. You kind of choose on the side. We called it something else when you did.
What'd you call it?
The double drag action.
What'd you call it?
They would just be like double screen.
Oh,
if we were gonna do, just double screen.
That's a double drag.
I guess maybe this is, and then Jordan, maybe literally this legit could be it. So I'm not even trolling with this. I think football just has a lot more terminology, and it could literally just be that I'm used to having to come up with stuff for everything, like
football has a lot more.
Y'all be but even in football, there's a lot of made up stuff too.
Like if you're running for instance, if it's like a 3-by-1 and there's a weak side running back and I'm in cover 3, then it's a banjo call. It means a two-way go for me or for the inside back or whatever. Like so, everything, every single thing from like the safeties has like terminology.
Nacho cheese, paper plate, red solo cut,
because the coaches are so smart.
Ranger, 45, 32.
Because the coaches are so smart that they'll pick up on it very fast. And like when you pick up stuff in football, it's no like, all right, may the best man win. It's like, hell no, they got to throw the ball or run the ball. So like in basketball, I can tell you exactly what we're running, and there's nothing you can do about it because I might have the best shooter of all time coming off this screen.
And then even if you know it, I think that's to the point. Like for Real Talk, talking about the horn set, because I love Real Talk. He knows all about the horn set because you watch the Nuggets do that to the Lakers all the time. Like literally, they'll have Jokic and Murray, and then Murray will get a down screen from Gordon, and then Murray comes get the ball. And then now it's like they're doing all different kind of stuff out of it. Like if they get to throw the ball to Jokic, Murray will then go behind Gordon, set a back screen for Gordon. So either it's a forced switch or now Gordon's going over the top and then it's an alley-oop dunk or now Porter's open in the other corner. Yeah, like you can know what it is, but
in basketball, the terminologies are the same. The sets are the same. Right. You know what's coming. A lot of times is you can't stop this player from running it. Like I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn who you like, how much you know that Steph Curry is going to come set this back screen. Pick your poison. Are you gonna hug Steph? Okay, you hug Steph. The big gonna slip out of there. Draymond gonna dime him up.
Sure.
So pick your poison. Like they can call the same shit the whole damn game. You got to decide which one you're gonna do.
Hey, Jordan, I joke. I say his name joking sometimes. I'll say this last point, Chill, for Ox. You know who was great at that in the 2000s? It's when they ran that with Mike Bibby, Doug Christie, Weber, Brad Miller, and whoever they had at the 3 at the time. Like Brad was great sitting at that nail, and then they would run the DHO out of him, and then he was elite hitting that little pop right there. But his passing, those back doors, and you have C-Web working on the other side on the post. Like
shit, sure. Mehmet Okur and goddamn the Jazz, goddamn Darren Williams, and bro, you couldn't stop that shit they was doing, bro. And it's like simple, you could not stop that. Like First of all,
Boris Diaw was good in that area too.
I mean, the Lakers
Boris
could
Diaw pick your ass apart.
Boris was great.
I think that's a testament to coaching, to your point, though, Jordan, because like when you put something in the offense like a double drag, or you put something in the offense like horns, where you get Steph Curry involved in that action, where you got to pick your poison, that makes coaches look so much better, as opposed to if you just running Steph Curry off a bunch of screens and you really don't know what you're doing with him, then it kind of hampers his game, as opposed to you putting him in action where I got to make a decision, and whatever decision I make, it's going to be to my detriment.
You know, you in space. I was having a conversation about this yesterday about the WNBA coaches and the NBA coaches. In the NBA, when I decide on like who I'm finna like run a play for, at the end of the day, if I got LeBron James in his prime, I know I can run some shit because this is LeBron James in his prime. Mm-hmm. Now you go to the WNBA, you ain't got no superior athlete to where I don't give a damn who guard this. You gonna work it.
That's not true.
Talk about for the most part.
I know, but to be fair,
I'm with him.
But to be fair, Jordan,
got a coach in the WNBA.
It's just like in the EuroLeague though. Like you got to understand the name he just ran to. He said LeBron James.
Yeah. No, I get it.
What he's saying is, just like in the EuroLeague, typically you're not going to have a player that's just night and day better than everybody just because they're physically superior and all that.
They can do all that shit. I could use Blake Griffin. I can use Blake Griffin. I can't run the same actions for Chris Paul and Blake Griffin for I don't know what combo guard in the WNBA I want to use.
WNBA. NBA. Jalen Green.
Let's say who was a big guard combo. Okay, you can go Jordan Canada, maybe Brittany Griner. I can't run that same action. Like you got to coach.
Sylvia Faust.
Okay, cool, but you got to coach. This is what I'm saying. You got to coach. Like you can't just rely on that.
I think it just looks different. Whereas if I do it with BG, we're talking about prime. We're talking about prime Blake Griffin and prime BG. So prime BG, prime BG, right? Mm-hmm. I think it looks different, but it's the same thing. Where Chris Paul could throw that thing up to the square and Blake gonna go punch it. Whereas if anybody else could throw it up to where Diana could have threw it up to BG and she just catch it up here and just go back up with it.
No, you're right.
It doesn't look the same. Like she's not gonna go catch it and go.
I'm giving you that. I'm giving you that. But I'm saying
that's a bad comparison though, because Blake Griffin don't compare to Brittany Griner.
Yeah, and the success rate of us doing it every single time is totally different than the WNBA. It's totally different, and that's why they run more sets. Like if you watch WNBA, damn near if it's not a fast break, they right into an action. Like the Lynx is very, very good at that. When I'm watching Lynx play, damn near everything they do is a set. Like it's pass, cut, move, and you got to do that because you.
But is it a?
That's not because feet can't just cook one on one.
It's not.
But that's not what he's saying. That's not what he's saying.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's because she can't. No, I'm not saying it's because she can't cook one on one. But I'm saying coaches got to coach. Like.
But are these sets though? But like I don't think every action mean like it's a set. I think sometimes it's like. You just have like certain principles that you're going to follow. Like, so like Jill brought up the Warriors, right? So we know it when the Warriors enter the ball into the post or the pinch post, it's about to trigger split action. Now, whether Steph is about to slip out of that, or set the screen, or they might double back and he come off the screen, like all of that is. You have to have like a certain IQ to play with some.
That's a set. It looks like that, but you don't realize that's a set. That's what they're comfortable like. That's the identity. You thinking of plays. Plays and sets are two different things.
To Jordan, and Jordan Ox, what Jordan was saying was, as a coach, the idea is there's nothing wasted. Like we're not wasting any movement. We're coming down. You're gonna be in this spot here. You're gonna be in this spot. Every trip, it's kind of like what the triangle was, where when the triangle, when the action was going, somebody was always moving. Somebody was getting somewhere. There was nothing wasted. The ball was always moving, and with the ball moving, there was always somebody that was gonna be in a space where something good could happen. And that's kind of
benefits the team.
That's very much what Jordan was saying about this coach from Minnesota. The idea is that whether we in transition or whether we in the half court or our secondary break, we're not just standing around watching just one person with the ball. Somebody's got to be moving. Something's got to be going on in terms of action, whether it's to the rim, whether it's a curl cut. Something's got to be going on, and it's by design. I love what she's doing up there in Minnesota. I'd love it.
It's not even just them. It's just the game. It's just the game, bro. Like the game of the WNBA. It's like, bro, it's so beautiful because you can see firsthand on what basketball is. Now I'm not saying they don't do that in the NBA because they definitely do it, but it looks different because players are more likely to get out of that set and fiend for themselves and say, "Bro, I'm about to just blow by you." And it is like I watch Fee. Like I've been very vocal about this. Fee is my favorite basketball player right now. Period. Like NBA, WNBA, I don't care. Period. Bro, her game is so smooth and the way she processes the game is crazy. Like she can go ISO and cook, but she don't do it a lot. Like it's off a swing. She get to her spot, 1 or 2 dribbles, maybe 3 dribbles max, and she getting a bucket. Like to me, that's more impressive than dribble between legs, step back. Like,
and to be quite honest with you,
yeah,
Ron,
but I would say like to the most point. I mean, we talked about it before. Like I agree. I think that women's basketball, to me, I like it better because of the fundamentals. Because you've been I do. I've always felt that way. And I do, to your point, Jordan, I think a lot of the reason is because you have to be able to do certain things like when, like you're saying, a 6'4" girl against a 5'10" girls. It's kind of you're cooked. You know what I'm saying? Like if I got you on the block, it's not too much you can do. With men, it's closer. You know what I'm saying? Like all the athleticism, the strength, and all that stuff. So that women do have to, I think, gotta play more of a set, right?
That's why I said coaches got to coach.
Right. But and that's my thing. But I also see a lot of times where women do kind of get off into some bullshit too. You know what I'm saying? Like
they do. That's every game. That's every game. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, no.
I see what you're saying, and I do 100%.
I love Jewel Lloyd, but there's times when I watch Seattle when she was up there, and I'm like, yo, get off the pill.
Hey, Jewel Lloyd been getting smoked on defense.
Get off the damn
pill. Oh my God!
Oh man! Replace Jewel Lloyd for Kelsey Plum.
Wrong. What I said.
I really thought that was the answer, Ron. That's crazy.
What I said is she's a better defender than Kelsey. That's all I said.
I disagree. She's been getting smoked on defense, boy. That shit been crazy. I'm like, damn.
Now, Ron, to Jordan's point about Fee, I'm having a more appreciation for Rick Carlisle as a coach in these NBA, not just in the NBA finals, but in the playoffs. One, he doesn't seem to get rattled. That's number one. Number two, he sticks with the action. Like it's almost like if you remember in the movie with Denzel Washington, I got 6 plays and it's like Novocaine. Just give it a second, it'll work. And that's kind of who Rick Carlisle is.
Remember the Titans.
You remember the Titans. That's it right there. He's like, I got 6 plays. It's like Novocaine. Just stick. It might take a second, but it'll work. Just keep doing it. And Rick Carlisle is that kind of coach where he coaches you to your strengths and he empowers you to do what you're good at. And when you do that, I mean, this is what we're looking at with this Indiana Pacers team. Obi Toppin, one of the best. He's looking like one of the better transition players, which is what he came into the league to be. Mike Thibodeau wasn't playing him like that. Mike Thibodeau was playing him. Yeah,
his name Mike Thibodeau from here on
Tom
out.
Thibodeau. I apologize. Tom Thibodeau was playing him like, 1, he was a rotation guy. 2, like a one-on-one guy. 3,
he was playing him like a small forward, chill.
And that's not. And he is though, Jordan. But he's a small forward in a different way. He's a transition small forward, and he had him playing like Scottie Pippen. I'm like, no, that's not him. No, that's not his game.
He just wasn't good enough. Yeah, I think he just had to develop, and he just needed a newer situation.
No, I think part of that's true, though.
And also, this goes to what I said about Tom Thibodeau, but that's a whole different conversation. I was bringing that up yesterday when I cooked Dell. But some of this is as simple as this. Now, Ox, I will say,
you got cooked on Tom Thibodeau.
The finish to WNBA. Well, I'm sorry. Then open your ears, bro. Ox, some of this is as simple as this. Look, the W. It didn't see. The thing is, the game breakers in the W, like Candace Parker, Maya Moore, all them, even Taurasi, they were all like, a lot of that was like they were just so physically dominant. They were super skilled too, but they're also so physically dominant. What are you going to do with Candace in 08, 14, 16? And then obviously Maya, she was just a freak. She was 6 foot, she was 200 pounds, like, and she could do anything she wanted. But now I'm watching like Johannes with Liberty. I'm watching Caitlin Clark. Like you're seeing, I think Odyssey Sims a little bit. Like there are girls, women that they're so skilled now that I think they're breaking further out of the like confines of running a set offense. Because now at this point, you got Caitlin Clark and like just pulling up from half court and just like walking into stuff. Yeah, but I guess I finished Cheryl Swoops too. I think what's happening though is I think women are getting more athletic. But to your point though, Ox, I actually think women are just getting more insanely skilled. and that the skill level is now kind of superseding some of those offenses we used to see in the WNBA. And I think more players, as time goes on, you're going to see more and more players kind of becoming game breakers like this. I think because the skill level has gotten so high, Jordan, and you can go after this, the shooting and the dribbling now, Jordan, that these ladies have access to. Now, they've had it in the past. Like, don't get me wrong. But I'm saying where it's going, Jordan.
News,
but I don't know.
Hey, fellas, right quick, fellas. Hold on right quick. Because speaking of game breakers and all of that good stuff, I got to let you guys in on a little secret. I got something tonight that is guaranteed to put a smile on your face. Now, obviously, with Prize Picks, when you download the app and use promo code PANEL, you can run your game, control your game, and win your game. And they will give you $50 back instantly in promo funds when you play just $5. You only get this on Prize Picks. Today is Flex Friday too, y'all. Flex Friday means you can win or you get your money back. Essentially, after you set your lineup, if your lineup wins, you get paid in credit, in full. If your lineup doesn't win, you get your net losses back in promo funds. So basically, you get to run it back if you lose. Once again, it's Flex Friday. Download the app, use promo code PANEL, and get in the game. Just like this. This is how I'm rocking today, y'all. You can see $10 turns into $250. Now, we just need a couple things to go our way. First of which being, well, Pascal Siakam got to make more than 4 free throws. That's 5 free throws. Pascal, as long as you're aggressive, we doing this. Then TJ McConnell, 13.5 PRA. More than that. You know TJ McConnell's been turning up all series long. It's not going to stop today. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, less than 33.5. Yes. Andrew Nembhard's keeping that boy in hell. Then we got Chet Holmgren, 2 offensive rebounds or more. And then last but not least, Neesmith and Dort cracking more than 4 threes. That's how we rocking tonight. And we'll see you guys on playback while that's happening. But aside from that, if you don't want to watch the game with us on playback, which would not really be the smart thing to do, then if you're not going to do that, then go ahead and download the Game Time app and actually get in the game. Yes, the Game Time app gives you the best opportunity to get in the game, especially for hard-to-get playoff seats, such as tonight, Game 4. Well, the Game Time app makes getting tickets faster and easier than ever before. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer it gets to tip-off. And my favorite part about it is, well, the last-minute ticket deals. You can save up to 60% off of buying tickets with last-minute sports, concerts, comedy, theater, whatever. You want it, they got it. Last-minute deals on the Game Time app. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the app, create an account, use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply, but again, create an account and redeem code CLNS for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Get last-minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. And last, but certainly not least, Factor Meals, where, well, you can fuel your best and feel your best all summer long. The summer is here, which means more sun, more light, and more time to do all the things that make summer so special. But the number one thing you don't want to do all summer is spend time in the house cooking. But that's where Factor Meals comes in, because they have chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals that are ready to heat and eat in just 2 minutes. So you could take the hassle out of prepping meals and waiting for meals and all of that good stuff, and just get Factor Meals, which arrive fresh and ready to eat, perfect for any active and busy lifestyle. Factor powers your day, sun up to sundown, with nutritious breakfasts, on-the-go lunches, premium dinners, and guilt-free snacks and desserts. Factor has your day covered all day, every day for the whole summer. Me, personally, I eat it every day, every week, every month, and I think you should do the same too. So here's what you need to do. Get started at factormeals.com/playerschoice50 off and use code playerschoice50 off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's code playerschoice50 off at factormeals.com/playerschoice50 off for 50% off plus free shipping. Factormeals.com/playerschoice50 off. All right, fellas. It has been amazing for the NBA Finals. It's been a good week. But y'all, we got comments of the week. So let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. Top 5 comments of the week. I appreciate everybody that's out there. Appreciate everybody that's liked the video. Appreciate everybody that's been in the comments post-show. And, well, this is our time to show you guys some love. So let's go ahead and get into it. The first comment that we have is from Sensei Debo. Episode 575. Sensei Debo said, Jordan be having me cracking up and pissing me off at the same time.
Damn, Sensei. I ain't know I'd be pissing you off, but I guess shit. No heat, but you know what you did.
Shout out to Sensei, episode 575.
Yeah, that shit crazy as hell.
Next comment we got is from Don Wannabe 6'9". Don wants to be in 6'9". Said day 2 of acknowledging Big Little Ox will never witness a Sacramento Queens championship, point blank, period. Damn.
I don't know if this person, if it's the same person, but this comment is getting left after every video now. I think we're on day.
Someone else is on day 21, and it's not.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what I'm saying. Somebody on the 3 weeks now. We here.
Well, Ox is not here, but I'll definitely bring this back to his attention when he gets up here. But damn, I would like to think in the 21st century that the Sacramento Kings will make something happen.
I doubt it.
That dude is an imposter, Ron. Why would y'all show him any love?
Oh no, it is still Don. His name is just changed. He's now Don 31311.
He's a Don wannabe.
I know I've seen way more than day 2.
He's the fake Don.
Yeah, he's the Don wannabe 69 guy.
Bro,
hold on, real quick. Ron, we don't respect Don wannabe 6'9". He is an imposter. The real Don gets much love and much respect. This dude is not. He gets no love.
Yeah, we don't respect this.
We don't acknowledge this fake wannabe clown.
Man, we don't acknowledge this Don wannabe 69.
What's wrong with the knockoff Don?
We don't acknowledge He's a freaky one.
No, we don't got no
freaky
love.
One. That's what it is.
He's a faker.
Well, he's
trying to ride the wave of the real Don.
Damn. L knockoff Don. Well, the next comment of the week that we got is from Baby Lon 7536 episode.
Babylon, Ron.
That's Baby Lon. That's Baby Lon 7536. That's Baby Lon.
Jordan, I'm firing on the dude when I see him.
Y'all, this is my homie, Baby Lon.
You have spent too much time in church in your life to not get Babylon right, my brother. Shout out to you.
All right, well, anyway, shout out to homie Baby Lon 7536 on episode 573. Baby Lon said, Mars is getting worse and worse every show, but he gets paid to sit and do nothing. I commend it, but it's ridiculous. We want to hear your input, not see you stare at the screen with an irritated look on your face or looking down.
What was the topic that day? What were we talking about?
Why am I on the big screen?
Do you want to say something? He wants to hear from you.
Yeah, Mars.
Baby Lon wants to hear from you.
Yeah.
Mars, do we disinterest you?
Yeah, Mars, do we disinterest you?
Do we disinterest you, Mars?
Sometimes I'm disinterested in the conversation. I know I'm not the only one. But
I seen a video of Mars when he first got on the show, like yesterday. I must say, Mars, you've been working on your English. You've been working on your American English. He had
code switching, I think is what they call it.
Yeah. He been working on his American English. He said, "Can you guys?" When he first came, he said, "Can you guys hear me? I'm English, eh?" Like,
that was not the words, but close enough.
I miss the old Mars. I miss the heavy accent Mars.
I said, "Damn."
I had to adjust to the audience. I think I've done
now he up here talking about both. BOFF.
He had an English accent and like a Jamaican accent. The boy had a Caribbean accent with an English accent at the same time.
There's sometimes where I'm disinterested or I just don't want nothing to do with it because I might have a stroke up here. Like yesterday, listening to Penn tell me that Kawhi Leonard is better.
I thought that was kind of crazy. I thought that was kind of crazy.
I'm doing everything. The adult in me, real talk, is calm down, don't lose your shit. But the 15, the 20-year-old in me wants to jump through this screen like, There is no iteration. There is no illustration of Kawhi Leonard on any level that was ever better than the Diesel. Ever.
Say your age again, Chill.
My age. I'm 52.
Damn, I thought you was like 45. My man, I got that all wrong.
Actually, that's good because that
You
must
old,
look
right?
good.
Yeah,
I think y'all right. I think you know what? Because I just don't want to end up making it seem like I'm on that side of the argument. You know what I'm saying? I think when you say that there's no iteration of Kawhi,
Zero.
That's better than any. Hold on. Let me finish.
Keep going on.
I think when you say that there's no iteration of Kawhi that's better than any iteration of Shaq, I just don't.
No, Pete Kawhi is better than 2011 Shaq.
Yeah, then Boston.
No, you don't got to go to 2011. You know what I'm saying?
I don't have to.
You can go to 05. You can go to
05. I was going to say.
I agree. Pete Kawhi is better than 05.
Wait, more. You can go to 04.
Obviously, he was better than 05.
Pete Kawhi is better than 04 Shaq.
Obviously.
Wait, give me one more.
Fat heavy Shaq.
No, you can't go to 03.
05 wasn't fat heavy Shaq though.
That Shaq was not in shape in 05.
Shaquille O'Neal was the MVP of the NBA in 2005.
I don't care. Kawhi was clearly better. Kawhi was clearly better, y'all. Come on. Kawhi was clearly better.
Shaquille O'Neal was the MVP of the NBA in 2005. I want y'all to
Kawhi
know
was
that.
clearly better.
Kobe Bryant was in the league. Tim Duncan was in the league. Kevin Garnett was in the league.
Exactly.
I know the point I'm trying to make is, hey, no peak version of Kawhi wins the MVP
That
in
was
2005.
the watered down league.
17.
That was not a watered down league.
Would have won MVP then if we're doing that.
No, he wouldn't have. What season? What season?
I just said if you would stop talking. 17, 18, Kawhi Leonard would have won MVP. 16, 17. 18, 19, 19, 20. All those stretches of Kawhi win MVP over Shaq that year.
If you think that peak Kawhi is letting Steve Nash get an MVP, then you're drunk.
Shaq finished second, but he probably should have won MVP.
Hey, he gonna stop Nash, but Tim Duncan couldn't stop Nash, and Kevin Garnett and Kobe Bryant couldn't stop him.
We keep forgetting that day.
Says a lot about Steve Nash. If you ask me,
I just wish.
I don't want to go on that.
I wish that conversation.
Yeah, we ain't got to talk about it.
I wish that conversation.
Got to be watered down. As Steve Nash winning MVPs.
I turned into a hater for no reason.
But can we? I wish that the conversation could have stayed. You know what I'm saying, at a hoop level instead of just the yelling about MVP level.
No, let's stay right here.
I agree.
I think we can focus on what we're talking about. And we can talk, and we can get to what year is it, Morris, that we were talking about. What year is it? How far can I go? Can we take it to 04, Shaq?
04, I'm fine with. You get to 03. Well, anything before 03 is a no.
No, okay. But wait, 03,
I'd have to think about. I'd probably say Shaq, but I'd have to think.
And where do we start?
Kobe was better than Shaq.
In 99?
Any year from 98 onwards, Shaq's better, in my opinion. From 98 to 02, there's no question Shaq's better than any version of Kawhi. Anything before or after that,
95. What?
No,
what?
I lead the league in scoring, Shaq. Young Shaq.
Why do you do that? Why do you do that?
I do whatever.
I never said Kawhi is better.
You don't even know what 95 Shaq looked like.
I argued he was better than Karl Malone with Chill. Like what? How long ago was it, Chill? 5 months ago?
I just said I think
like shush.
I just think we can have a conversation at that point.
I'm talking 30 and 11 Shaq. I'm damn near averaging 3 blocks. I'm here to tell you no version of Kawhi was better than him.
Miles, the reason why I'm having a problem.
95?
Yes, 95.
The reason why I'm having a problem.
I'm not arguing against it. I'm just saying I think I could have the conversation from 95 to 97.
The reason why I'm having a problem with the 05 Shaq, because that was the transformation of Shaq. Shaq had just left Los Angeles. He had gotten to Miami. He had gotten himself in much better shape. Not only did he get himself in much better shape, there was a different demand on him. There was a different demand on not just him, but that Miami Heat team. Now they became championship contenders. He had gotten himself in better shape. He was still smarter than what he used to be. He was smarter than what he used to be. His finishing around the rim was still elite. He had accepted his role as less than. I don't know if I want to use the word less than. He accepted his role as a secondary option. Let me rephrase that. He had accepted his role as a secondary option. Yet he still was awesome in that role. Still dominant. Was
he better in 05 than he was in 04?
I think he was better in 05 than he was in 04. Yes, sir, I do.
Okay.
Chill, was he? Because he obviously wasn't a better defensive player than Pete Kawhi. Do you think? So do you think he was a better?
Are we sure that he wasn't a defensive?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm very sure.
Yes, that's where you lost me yesterday, Chill. That's where you lost me yesterday.
I'm very sure.
As good as where it was. The illustration of Kawhi Leonard in 20, I believe the year he won the Defensive Player of the Year in 2015, 2016. Shaq, throughout from 1999 to 2003, he was an elite defender. He was an elite paint presence. He was an elite rim protector and a glass cleaner. This is a dude who, you know how I feel about rebounding. And Shaq was a glass cleaner. Plenty of times he stopped plays just off the strength of him being able to.
What did Kawhi not do in elite level at that point defensively?
We're talking about 17 Swiper?
Well, if he wanted,
what Kawhi are we using?
Well, I'm saying peak. So peak Kawhi probably is 17.
I
think there's three. I think there's the defensive, offensive, two-way peak Kawhi, which is 17. Yeah. I think there's the offensive starts rounding out peak 19, 20, 21. But I think his defense he's still an elite defender, but his apex defensively and offensively probably was 17. Both of those things happening at once.
I agree with that.
So I'm saying, chill. At that point in time, I'd make an argument. Kawhi was
Shaq that's a better defender than 17 Kawhi.
Yeah, I don't know how you would come to the consensus given that Kawhi at this time was an elite rim protector.
Sure,
he was an elite, again, wings like post defender. Mm-hmm. He was an elite off ball defender that year. He was one of the best on ball defenders we had in the sport. Period. Mm-hmm. That season, there really wasn't anything he wasn't doing well. In part because remember, Kawhi was still fully healthy at this point. And Kawhi had already kind of been growing into this indomitable defender. But then remember, Chill, what happened is that 15-16 year, if I remember it correctly, Mars, maybe 14-15, he went from like this, 19, 20, like 20 points a game. And then he made this jump, which I remember at the time saying, I had no idea this offense was in his bag. Mm-hmm. And at the time, he became like a 47%. Well, Chill, I think if I did the numbers correctly, I think he shot 48% from mid-range that year on like 600 attempts. He was a lead around the rim, and he shot like 38% from three, which, remember at the time, like Kawhi Leonard wasn't shooting like a bunch of threes, but he was like dead eye from the three when it needed to be. Like across the board, Kawhi Leonard had really, truly, I can say that outside of he's not an upper tier playmaker, Chill.
Yeah,
I would say that Kawhi Leonard damn near had no flaws to his game. Like nothing he did was hurting his team.
I can get with that. Sense. Now, what I like to counter with Shaq now in the 90. You just mentioned the defense in the 16, 17. In terms of the defense, that was his peak. I think that when Shaq got with Phil Jackson, which is the 99-2000 season, I felt like that was peak defensive Shaq. He had Shaq stepping out of the lane a little bit more. He had Shaq a lot more comfortable playing on the perimeter defensively. Don't get me wrong, Shaq was definitely a liability when it came to pick and roll, but he had understood it a little bit better than he did previous to that because he didn't see Stockton and Malone nearly as much. With that being said, the elite rim protection was incredible. His ability to stop plays, not just by blocking shots, but by rebounding the basketball, which would cause other teams to just one shot. That's a big deal when I think about big guys and I think about just ending plays. Shaq was just completely manning the paint when he had big guys on him, not just big guys on him, when he had other people on him, gang rebounding, he was shutting plays down. Not only was he shutting plays down, guys couldn't come into the rim. Guys couldn't come to the rim, not only because Shaq was as physical as he was, but he was a smarter rim protector. He wasn't fouling nearly as much. He knew how to block shots, not just into the third row, but he also knew how to block shots to keep plays in bounds. And when he was doing all of that stuff, I mean, there's a reason why he finished second in Defensive Player of the Year that year in the 99-2000 season. I feel like that was the apex of Shaquille O'Neal. That's why I don't think that there was any illustration of Kawhi Leonard at any point that was better than Shaquille.
We all agree with that. Right, Kawhi's not better.
I'm trying to figure out what version of Shaq is.
I'm talking about 05 Shaq. I think that's when we can start 04, 05. I think we can start saying Kawhi might be better than that Shaq. 95, 96, 97. You might be able to say Kawhi's better than that. 98 to 02, there's no argument. That's my assertion. And I'm not even saying Kawhi's better than 95 Shaq.
No, we brought up 05.
I think the conversation
was 05.
Yeah, but 05, like I got Kawhi. I don't know. I got Kawhi. I think Kawhi's better than 05 Shaq. I think he's better than 04 Shaq. But I don't think he's close to peak Shaq. I just think peak Shaq is closer
to
one
of the
Chamberlain, Jabbar.
He's in the GOAT conversation.
Yes.
Yeah, I think peak Shaq is like he might be. 2000 Shaq I could argue is the best single season peak ever. Like Kawhi's not getting close to that. So
on any level, there was I don't and as good as Kawhi Leonard was, and I don't want to sound like I'm slandering Kawhi Leonard because in 19. Kawhi Leonard with that playoff run, and Kawhi Leonard just has, and I see it, Ox. I'll be lying to you if I didn't. Kawhi Leonard has a beautiful game. He doesn't have a good. He's got a beautiful game, especially in that mid range. Like he doesn't do a lot of stuff. He gets right to it, throw the ball between his legs, stick that 17-footer, 2 dribbles to the right. Like a lot of guys can't go to their strong hand and pull up with their strong hand. A lot of guys are more comfortable going with their weak hand because that's what they're taught. Kawhi Leonard would go to his strong hand and raise up over you. This is the more athletic Kawhi Leonard. But Shaq around the rim, not just around the rim, but in transition, the big guy that he was, catching lobs. He was incredible, man.
So around the rim, yeah, he was in the lead around the rim player. Can I argue that Kawhi Leonard had the 5th highest?
Dismissive of you.
No, I mean, he was. So I'm saying, like, we agree with that. I mean,
it was kind of. I just want to make sure I wasn't.
It was, yeah. His tone was very.
There's no greater force around the rim than him ever. But
Chamberlain.
No, Shaq. Kawhi Leonard, he shot.
They changed the rules for Chamberlain.
He shot 40%. You don't get to shoot in the 40s.
If Shaq played in the,
they would have changed the rules.
You don't get to shoot. I'm sorry, you don't get to shoot 40%. I'm sorry, no, you don't get to.
The rules weren't in place yet, so they had to change.
If I make an argument that Kawhi Leonard had the 5th highest defensive peak behind since 2000, so that would be KG. No, 2000. KG,
2000.
Duncan, Ben Wallace, and then I think I said KG, Draymond Green.
I might be in the minority.
I feel like Rudy Gobert being a bit disrespected, but
yes, I be feeling like you be disrespecting AD too. Yeah, you love disrespecting defensive AD, bro.
Putting AD in our convo.
I don't think AD is better than him. Respectfully,
of course you don't.
Conversation.
No, I mean you can put him in the I'm not putting him there.
2020 Anthony Davis, not in the combo.
Well, I mean, if you're putting a 21 in there, it's obviously Rudy Gobert. So Rudy Gobert,
I'm arguing 18 AD, and I know this might sound ridiculous to you. I'm arguing 18 AD could be comparable to 04 KG defensive.
I'm only taking KG.
Dwight Howard.
I'm only taking KG and Ben Wallace.
Dwight Howard.
All right, but to your question on Swipe, I'm only taking KG and Ben Wallace.
You're not taking Tim Duncan.
No, we're talking about defensive peak. I've seen Kawhi do things, man. And I just can't. I can't take. I don't want to take any of them over Kawhi, honestly. But
does Dwight have a case? Just throwing a name.
I think Dwight has a case. I think there's a few
from 2000, probably 2009 to like 2012. Dwight Howard was, and we talk about.
You think LeBron's a better defender than Kawhi?
He what?
One more time.
You think LeBron's a better defender than Kawhi?
No, he doesn't.
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
what?
Why did you not? When Swipe
at what?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I didn't think about it. Yeah.
Wait. Let's just get to the content.
At his best. At his best, yes.
When was LeBron ever in Kawhi talk as a defender?
Wait, Swiper, just hold on, Swiper, real quick. We're gonna get to the bottom of this, Swiper. I got you, bro. I got you.
Chill, you picked the right years. I might be with you.
No, what? Hold on. Let me put these two together. Hey, Mars, you stay up top. So you two up here. You two. Not your Mars. Chill. You and Real Talk. Y'all telling me that LeBron James has a case as a better defender than Kawhi Leonard.
I do think so. I think that the versatility is the separator for me. I think that
versatility.
Yeah, I think that. Yes, versatility.
My versatility. My versatility. Chill is talking about the ability to have Shane Battier guard everybody for you. That's what he's talking about. That's the versatility he's talking about.
Don't forget, Kawhi Leonard did play with Tim Duncan. Don't leave that part out, Ox. Kawhi Leonard did play with Tim Duncan too. So let's not make it sound like
he didn't duck no fades and send Tim over there.
And
you know what I'm saying?
And let's be clear.
LeBron,
Boris Diaw was out there too, though. Don't forget, get Boris Diaw.
It wasn't like James. It wasn't like James had. It wasn't like James had Shane Battier for 5 years.
No, he had an elite defensive team. Please don't do that, Joe. He had an elite defensive team.
And so did Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, but Kawhi was obviously better.
Because of Kawhi.
Not because of him.
They were
a good defensive team.
They were a good defensive team.
Because of Kawhi.
So y'all don't think that Miami Heat Bron is not even in the combo
with
Kawhi?
Why is he in the conversation? Explain why.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because the conversation we're having right now is Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, Kawhi Leonard, Draymond Green, Anthony Davis, Dwight Howard, elite.
Ben Wallace.
My bad. Ben Wallace. I'm talking about cream of the crop, top tier defenders. LeBron James ain't even in that conversation.
Was LeBron not the best defender in the league during that time?
What?
Wait a minute.
When was LeBron James ever the best defender in the NBA? Give me one.
When he comes out to DPO, what year was that?
I don't care about DPO. I'm talking about
he came second in 09 and 2013.
Yes.
Yeah,
09 and 13. I
think he was better on defense in 2012, but
Mars, was he the second best defender that year? Was he the second best defender in the NBA that year?
2013.
09, I want to say probably not, but I don't know.
Dwight Howard was the best defensive player in the game.
2013, I think you can make the argument.
I think he was the best defensive player in the game.
Yeah, to act like he doesn't have indications like years where he's arguably the best defender in the league is crazy.
In 2013, why are we sitting here like there wasn't a conversation in 2016 when Kawhi Leonard won Defensive Player of the Year that Draymond Green was a better defender than him?
Draymond's also a better defender than LeBron. So
that's fine. That's
fine.
That's like
those are two of the two best defenders ever.
Chill. Arguments like that don't really hold weight. They hold weight when people listen to it on the surface and you think that really matters, but it's not the same thing. Like you can't say that because who was it? LeBron was with was it Marc Gasol?
Marc Gasol won in 13.
Okay, so because Marc Gasol and Kawhi were right here, or LeBron were right here, and Kawhi and Draymond were right here, doesn't put LeBron and Kawhi on the same level.
But
coming seconds is cool, but if you're coming second to someone who's worse than the other person who came first, doesn't really mean much.
Thank you, man.
Is what Ox is saying.
Which is fair, and I feel like that.
Yeah, but he shouldn't have been second. Is the point?
He should have won the
but,
and
Kawhi wasn't second. Kawhi won it over.
Yeah, he did win it. And
if Kawhi would have been there in 13, he would have won that too.
No, I don't think so. I feel like I feel like James I feel like James during that iteration, that 09.
Wait a minute. Was LeBron ever a better on-ball defender than Kawhi Leonard at the apex?
No, but that's not the only version of
I'm going through it. Real talk. Hush. Chill. At their apex.
Don't tell me to hush. I'm gonna get that target boy on you.
Was LeBron James a better on-ball defender than Kawhi Leonard at their peak?
No, I don't.
Not for it.
No.
Okay. So off-ball defense, not. So I
don't think this is a question.
It's only chase down blocks. It's only chase down blocks.
I don't think. No, it's not just chase down blocks. No, it's not.
It's
only chase down is a bit disingenuous.
That's so disingenuous. So disingenuous.
I'm just telling y'all what. There was only chase down blocks. That's it.
Leonard off the.
It was not only chase down blocks. That is nasty.
That's the only thing he's better than Kawhi then.
Okay, so first of all, Leonard.
Y'all don't think that LeBron's a more versatile defender than Kawhi? Like that Miami Heat LeBron.
Versatility. I'm not versatile. Wait. I'm not a versatile defender because I have to guard the power forward because Shane Battier has to take my
Stop with the Shane Battier shit. That doesn't make me Stop it.
Hey, real talk.
No, wait. No. Look.
He played with him for what, 2 seasons?
Real talk. If I can't eat sugar, if I can't eat sugar because I'm a diabetic, so I gotta use guava syrup in my honey. That doesn't make me versatile. That means I can't fade sugar. That's what that means.
This dude is really trying to tell
Wait. At that point, Bron could fade a matchup, but it's just about utilizing your other defensive players. We're not gonna act like Danny Green wouldn't take some assignments. We're not gonna act like
LeBron the year before.
Come on now.
We're not gonna act like that. Real talk. We're not gonna act like Danny Green wasn't taking favors.
Yeah, Boris Diaw was spending a lot of time on Bron in them finals against the Spurs.
It looked like it worked in Miami.
That's because that was getting Kawhi off it.
I don't want to discredit who Kawhi Leonard was. I don't want to do that. But what I want to make clear is from 09, from the 08-09 season to the 12-13 season, that's 5 seasons. I mean, he was a top 3 defender in the game. That was going on. That was absolutely happening. What? I'll say it one more time, Moss. From 08-09 to 12-13, that's a 5-year stretch. I think he was a top 3 defender in the game. I don't think it was 3 defenders in the game better than him during that 5-year stretch.
Tyson Chandler?
The league at this point.
No.
Tyson Chandler.
I'm talking.
The DPOY Tyson Chandler you're talking about?
And this is and by the way, in 2012, I thought James was better as a defender in 2012 than he was in 2013.
I agree.
The year Tyson Chandler won Defensive Player of the Year, I thought James was better.
Tyson Chandler.
Dwight Howard is still in the league, by the way, mind
you. Dwight Howard. That's who he's losing.
Luau Deng was a better defender than Bron.
All right, Stop.
All right, Kevin, hey, chill. By this point, Kevin Garnett,
whatever.
Oh, he left. Oh,
you can't tell. You can never tell Chill the truth about Bron. I'm telling you.
I like Roy Hibbert's defense. I like Paul George's defense too.
Paul George was a better defender.
Didn't you say that Paul George is one of the best wing defenders ever?
Good mention.
Yes, I think Indiana Paul George is one of the best wing defenders ever.
Better than Bron?
Why y'all want to do this to Bron?
Real talk?
Tony Allen.
I mean, I think there's definitely some people that's like better on ball. I think PG at that point definitely was like, but I think like LeBron's peak defensively is one of the greatest like off-ball defenders we've ever seen in the league. So
roamers. He was a great roamer. He was a great
roamer.
Yeah,
he was one of them. And even during that time, he was holding up at matchups too. Like I don't
think he was terrible on the ball.
Yeah, he wasn't terrible on the ball either. So
I mean, until he saw Steph Curry.
Everybody.
Same bad was doing everybody for Bron.
I'm not with that either. I do think LeBron was obviously an elite defender.
Houston, Shane Battier, you know better than LeBron on defense.
Trevor Ariza, Lakers. Real talk.
Trevor Ariza and Shane Battier are superior defenders than LeBron James. It's not even. I
don't think Shane Battier and Trevor Ariza are in the
same. Kobe Bryant. Real talk.
Shane
on ball, yeah. On the ball, sure.
On the ball a decade earlier.
Wait. When do you talk about? Yeah, what time?
Let's do it.
Shane Battier might have been.
And where's my boy Big Guy? Got to go outside
in this generation.
No doubt.
In this era, Shane Battier might have been exposed as a fraud.
Ron Artest too. Why we sleeping on Ron Artest?
I was going to ask you about Ron Artest.
Ron Artest was in the league too.
Yeah, not at that time. Not at that time.
All that putting the hand in somebody's face when they shoot the ball. I might give a shit about that, Shane. That might not work in this era. Man. Shane might have been a weak ass defender in this era. I'm gonna be honest with you.
LeBron better defender than Tony Allen?
Yes.
No,
Shane Larkin? You talking about Shane?
I'm gonna ignore that, Jordan.
Jordan, who are
ignore that, Marge? You know why? Because if I said that, you would jump on me like I owed you some money.
Now you ain't ignore that. Let's get into it. I'm just saying.
It's because I hate you more than I hate Jordan.
3 years older.
Man, all I'm saying is I'm a Rockets fan. I seen Shane Battier get some stops and all of that shit.
Hey, hold on, real talk.
Nah,
man, you sleeping? Oh man, they sleeping on my dog, man. Shout out to my dog. Charlotte Bobcat. Shout out to my dog on the Nets, man. Gerald Wallace.
Gerald Wallace?
Stop.
Gerald
Wallace ain't hold on though, because real talk, you was in Houston with Shane Battier. Like he supposed to be our savior. Then every time somebody got to come to town, he
the
motherfuckers.
I was totally in the league at that time. I was not Cleveland Rockets.
You was
there, but I'm saying Kobe was in the league. I was straight.
Didn't giving his ass 30.
I feel like Shane Battier being disrespected, man. That Memphis to Houston,
Shane Battier couldn't stop Deron Williams. He could not stop Deron Williams. He couldn't stop nobody that we needed to stop.
Shane Battier was an elite
until it came down to stopping somebody that we need to stop.
Until it came time for him to stop Deron Williams. That's where you giving it. That's
what Kawhi shut his water off.
You sound like Penn mad at Chris Bosh because of Mikey Moore.
No, I'm not mad at nothing.
You can't imagine over one matchup.
What Kawhi Leonard shut Deron Williams water off?
He'd do better than LeBron James.
What? No, he do way better job than Shane Battier.
I think Kawhi's a better defender than Shane Battier.
No, he a way better defender.
I still think Shane Battier is elite.
I'm saying his ass might have been a fraud
Kawhi,
in this area.
Shane.
No, it goes Kawhi, Shane, LeBron right with him.
With Shane?
Yeah.
Okay, but just keep out of Kawhi Leonard talk. That's all I'm saying.
That's cool, but I'm just saying that drop off from Shane Battier and Kawhi is a huge.
All right, chill. Stand in your business. Scottie Pippen or LeBron?
I'm saying Shane Battier might have been exposed as a shit defender this era. He might have been an okay.
So LeBron is the second best wing defender.
Scottie Pippen is a top 5 defender all time in my estimation.
All time.
Yeah,
Hakeem, Bill Russell, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Scottie Pippen.
Take Kevin Garnett.
Take him out.
Take Kevin Garnett out and pull and put Tim Duncan in there. I'm sorry. Take Kevin Garnett out and put Bill Russell in there.
Bill Russell was in there.
He's got Dennis Rodman. His top 5 is Scottie Pippen. This is not in order. Scottie Pippen, Bill Russell, Hakeem, Dennis Rodman, and Tim Duncan.
Well, how good was Jordan then if he had 2 of the 5 best defenders ever?
That's
what he needed in those
Bulls Rodman isn't one of the 5 best defenders ever.
No.
Pistons Rodman is.
Even though he still was making first team all defense.
Man, listen, how Michael Jordan on that conversation?
That's not what Sean Kemp said.
Top 5 defender ever?
Michael Jordan, top 5 defender ever?
Hell no.
Why the hell not?
Yo, why you making that
Hell no.
Why the hell not?
And see, this is my problem. See, all you Zesty Jeffries, his old boy called him in the chat. Ain't gonna be saying nothing in the chat. But when we was praising LeBron, it was, oh my God, look at Phil. Oh my goodness, y'all tripping. But y'all ain't gonna say nothing about that shit.
Why can't he be? Okay,
I didn't even hear him. I was stuck on Scotty and
real talk. We thought Jordan was playing. We thought he was playing. Real talk.
I wasn't playing. I'm dead serious. Why can't he be that?
Wait, why can't he be what?
You hear the 5 names that we just said?
Why is he that, Jordan? Let's start there. Why is Jordan?
Wait, do you think he's top 5?
Yeah. Why do you think Jordan is a? Let's have a conversation about it.
Jordan,
why do you think?
Why MJ the same thing?
Same thing for me.
Hold on to it. Here we come.
So in your estimation, why is Jordan? Do you think Jordan's a top 5 defender all time?
If you got Kawhi in there, why I can't have Michael Jordan?
Well, I don't have Kawhi in there.
No. Do you have MJ as a top 5 defender? Do you think
Jordan's a top 5 defender all time?
Man, you know what? I'm gonna have to take out, even though I'm probably wrong for it, but I'm gonna take out Bill Russell because I just want to see
Bill Russell and add Kevin Garnett. The same thing happens. He's still not top 5.
No, man, Michael Jordan. Fuck that.
Or you take Bill Russell out and add Tim Duncan in there.
You're not gonna make the top 5.
All right, give me your list again. Give me your list again. What you said?
Olajuwon, Russell.
I agree with that
Rodman,
one. I see. There go
Tim Duncan.
How the fuck is Scotty on there and Mike not on there when this man was winning 2? This
they
man
better than Michael Jordan. That's why.
He can't win no award. Why he can't win no award? Why?
Okay, so I'm glad you brought that up, Jordan. So
let's bring
Jordan won in the 80s too.
Jordan won it when Scottie Pippen was a rookie, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that was his rookie season. He won.
I guess.
So Jordan.
When did Scotty win it?
Okay. So
the competition was tougher.
Jordan, I'm about to explain this to you because
you probably should have won one, but
because you're talking about Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard is going up. Kawhi Leonard for Defensive Player of the Year. He's going up against Draymond Green. He's going up against
another bad defender than Michael Jordan, by the way.
Hassan Whiteside. He's going up against Rudy Gobert. These are the guys he's going up against for Defensive Player of the Year. Scottie Pippen is coming in 3rd place to Olajuwon and David Robinson. He's coming in 2nd place.
Bad defenders than Michael Jordan.
DeAndre Jordan.
He's coming in second. He's coming in second place to Olajuwon and David Robinson and Dennis Rodman. These are the guys who are winning it over him. In 1996, Gary Payton won Defensive Player of the Year, which I thought Scottie Pippen should have been Defensive Player of the Year that year. I'm on record saying that. I thought Scottie Pippen should have been the Defensive Player of the Year that year that Gary Payton, who, by the way, Jordan, I don't know what you think, but the majority of people think Gary Payton is the best on-ball guard defender in NBA history. That's who he's going. That's who he's coming in second to.
Man,
by the way.
all of this goddamn, what you call that? Nostalgia bullshit. Man, I don't want to hear that crap.
You're talking about Michael Jordan.
You're talking about Michael Jordan.
Yes. This is exactly what I'm saying. Like Chill said, he finishing 2nd and 3rd to these guys that one of the guys y'all got on the list. Dream. One of the guys you got on the list. You got, so he up there. So why can't he be up there?
Why can't
I just don't get the logic behind why can't Michael Jordan be one? Like
the logic, Jordan, is that these guys are better defenders than him.
I agree. That's the logic. Yeah, these guys are better.
There is no more logic than that. I know how much you hate Scottie Pippen, but
I don't hate Scottie Pippen. I don't hate Scottie Pippen.
You made it quite clear it's Friday today, huh? You know what?
Yes,
Jordan,
Friday.
You made it quite clear the last time we talked about Scottie that you have an intense hatred for him, and I don't know why.
No, I did not. I just said
my thing is that
it's clear. 21 he did.
It's clear, Chill, that they couldn't give Scottie too much praise and too many accolades because the Zesty Jeffries would have been upset. You know what I'm saying?
Whatever. The GOAT throw James would have been upset too.
You can't praise Scottie because the Jordan fans do not want to hear Scottie Pippen praise. That's all right.
I don't think that. I don't have to downplay Scottie Pippen to big up Michael Jordan.
Wait, Jordan, I want to make sure we're clear. I wasn't calling you a Zesty Jeffrey. I just thought
that was but you think Michael Jordan's a better defender than Scottie Pippen?
I've been saying that, but it's it is what it is.
It's not possible that you think.
I've been saying that for years, but sometimes when somebody's so great, it's like when you win everything, you just find some shit to give to somebody. Like, yeah, bro, you got these. It's like I'm fly as hell, but yeah, bro, you got some. Your shoe game better than mine, but I'm fly to you. But your shoe game better than mine. That's what they doing with Scotty. They said, hey, bro, I know you sensitive about this shit, bro. So you a better defender than Mike. But
Jordan, they was saying that it was commonly known that he was a better defender than Michael Jordan before all of this, all of the Last Dance, all the interviews before people was making fun of him because of Larsa, which has nothing to do with basketball. I don't give a shit about that. It was commonly known that he was a better defender than Michael Jordan before Scottie Pippen ever came out and asked to be respected for the things he did in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, everybody knew. We all knew Scottie was the better defender. I never even had this conversation before. You know what I'm saying? Until recently.
You're probably right. I'm just saying this is how it comes off. Mike is great, but we got to big up Scottie because he gonna cry about it. So
no, we got to big him up because he was really that good.
On the screen.
You know who put that on the screen. You know who put that on the screen.
Too much, man.
You know who put that on the screen, right? You know who put that on the screen.
But I'm not saying he wasn't good. I think Scottie Pippen was a good player. I actually like Scottie Pippen. I like his. I like the archetype of his player. Like that's like you closer to most people are closer to being Scottie Pippen than they will ever be to Michael Jordan. But what I'm saying, you closer to being a.
You're not just close to being the greatest wing defender ever. Like I don't.
You nowhere near close to being the greatest player ever.
You're saying if you're saying closer to
Bill Russell, yeah, they're not close to being Bill Russell. Right?
You crazy as hell, Bill Russell, man. Please, but all I'm saying is,
hey man, I seen Wilt look like that. I'm not gonna lie.
Y'all need to stop this. If we keeping it basketball, and y'all eyes see what the hell my eyes see about Bill Russell, you motherfuckers lying.
Bill Russell was an elite defender.
You are lying.
What lying about which part about Bill Russell?
Yeah, I see the GOAT. If you don't see the GOAT, that's on you. I see the GOAT.
Well, lying about which
part? I'm with you. I'm with you.
He was a defensive player. Yeah,
that's it though.
The greatest.
So he ain't in no top 5 great combos. Nothing besides defense.
Defense. Yeah, he was elite defender.
I think the greatest offensive player ever can be in top 5 Wu-Tang Converse. I think the greatest defensive player of Wu-Tang can be in top 5 Wu-Tang.
Why can't you be?
No. Why can't you be? If you got a list of top 10,
so you have Jokic in top 5 combos.
I think they can list peak for peak. Yeah, I think you can make the argument.
Listen, Mars. This is what I'm saying. I think you can. Mars, listen to what I'm saying. If you have a top 5, I'm gonna start 5. If you have a top 5.
He's also
you say Bill Russell is on your top 5, you are lying.
Why?
He's on my top 1.
He lied.
Why?
He's on my top 1. I ain't lying.
It's no way you looking at Bill Russell game and comparing that to.
He won 11 championships.
Somebody dropped the flex bomb. He lied.
He lied.
He the greatest.
Bill Russell.
Well, hey, chill. Does it not matter that the greatest winner ever played in the sport?
Clearly, it doesn't because the aesthetics aren't exactly.
What skill set on offense do Bill Russell have?
Offensive rebounding, finishing. He was a good finisher.
He could knock down an elbow jump shot.
He was a good finisher.
He could run DHOs.
He was great. He could run DHOs. He could knock down an elbow jump shot. He was great in transition.
Dribble.
He was great in transition.
Boy, we know we too making up.
I ain't say I'm just saying
he was better than Wilt when they played, and then it doesn't matter. But Wilt
wasn't better than Wilt.
Was he better than Wilt?
So wait,
basketball Wilt Chamberlain swiper.
Just to be clear.
Answer the question.
I am. Just to be clear.
Okay, go ahead.
So the 1969, we just talked about this, Jill. We literally just had a discussion about this. 1969, when Wilt Chamberlain had who on the team with him? Elgin Baylor, and Jerry West.
10 games into the season. Stop.
All right, and Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, Wilt Chamberlain. What happened in that finals? What happened in that finals?
They lost.
Who to who?
To the Lakers.
Celtics.
I mean to the Celtics. I'm sorry. To the
Celtics. Wow. Do you remember what Bill Russell did in that series? We had this conversation. We had to do this dumb. This is back when we had to do these era conversations between like Hakeem and Bill Russell. Blah blah blah. What?
Swiper, I know the type of guy you are, and you are in Atlanta, and I know how you feel about this whole conversation with Bill Russell.
What does that
basketball mean? But let's keep
you talking about like the off the court stuff?
Yes, let's keep it.
Yeah, I mean that matters. Oh, that's always gonna matter. Of course, it's always
all right.
Bill
Okay,
Russell.
cool. You know, but you know that's Bill Russell is like Muhammad Ali. He and them talks. You know what I mean? When people say the greatest.
That's GOAT talks. What are we talking about?
I want to talk about because when they talk about the greatest boxer, they always want to talk
Muhammad
about
Ali was overrated.
Yeah, I did say that. He is.
Muhammad Ali is the GOAT.
You said it too.
Is Muhammad Ali not considered the GOAT boxer?
Yes, because of stuff because of stuff outside of the ring. That's what I'm talking about. We do the same shit with Bill Russell.
He was a great boxer. What are you talking about?
Bro, I'm not even gonna get on that conversation with you. He's a great boxer, but when you compare him to the greatest,
like who?
Compared
to who? Mike Tyson.
Who's the greatest that we compare him to, Jordan?
Mike Tyson not in there for me either, though. Mike Tyson.
So who are you talking about, Jordan?
What you just brought up, Mike Tyson is definitely in that conversation.
Chill. We already had his resume was full of New York City cab drivers. We had that. We had to talk about
it.
So
wait, hold on, chill.
Who are the greatest?
Mike.
Who are the greatest? Who are the greatest that you have to compare Ali to where he's not the greatest, Jordan? Can I get in?
And Jordan, I didn't see cab drivers knock niggas out clean.
Wait, hold on.
Can we get a name, please? Drunk. But listen,
can we get a name, please, Jordan?
Yes,
please.
Yes, but listen, I'm gonna give you this one. I'm gonna say this. I could even go Floyd.
There is no name.
No, I can't even go Floyd. He not better than Floyd. He not fucking with Floyd.
Man. What are you talking about?
He not messing with Robinson.
Wait, are you talking about Mike or Ali?
I was hoping that you was going to
Sugar Ray Robinson. He not fucking with him.
Sugar Ray would have knocked Floyd.
Wait, Jordan. Just to clarification, how do you? Jordan, you did this, by the way. So don't blame me.
I've been saying this for a long time.
Wait, hold on. So if we're counting boxing. Just straight up boxing.
I'll be talking about
the fact that you didn't. I know. I'm going. Hold on, Jordan. Hold on. The fact that are you not count? I don't give a dang what you just said. By the way, I didn't even hear it. Are you just not going to Sugar Ray because it was too early? Like, are you not starting there because it was too early? You don't count those fights.
I count.
He fought 200. He had 200 fights.
What are you talking about? Who you?
So I'm saying, what are you measuring as the best boxer ever?
Swiper, I counted Sugar Ray. What are you talking about?
Which Sugar Ray though? Which Sugar Ray?
The original Sugar Ray.
Yeah, Sugar Ray Robinson. Floyd Mayweather's dad ass and his uncle ass. The one that was whooping his ass.
No, that's Sugar Ray Leonard.
No, so you talking about Sugar Ray Leonard?
That's Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yeah, Leonard.
We talking about Sugar Ray Robinson.
We talking about Sugar Ray Robinson. The real GOAT.
Just say
both. Like Mar said, both.
Leonard is better than Muhammad Ali.
Bro,
that's crazy. That's just crazy. That's insane. That's insane.
Bro.
It's insane.
Wait.
Roberto Duran, by the way, no mas. By the way, hold on quick. So wait, Mike Tyson, are you? Hold on. Do you not think Mike Tyson at his apex was the best and most dominant boxer we've ever seen?
Compare his resume.
20 years old.
Guys, you talking about?
No, I said fighting.
I said stop saying compare his resume, Jordan, because you just told us about Bill Russell. If you using your eyes, ain't no way that you think that this dude.
I used my eyes and saw Evander Holyfield beat the piss out of Mike Tyson twice. I used my eyes and saw him beat the piss out of him. I used my eyes and saw Lennox Lewis beat the piss out of him.
How old was Mike?
I saw that.
Chill, Mike was 20 years old.
He
was 20, and he literally was the most dominant and most feared boxer to ever win.
You're lying. You're using your generation, Swiper, because we're not going to forget George Foreman. Please don't do that.
Yeah, and we're not going to forget Lennox Lewis.
What is Muhammad Ali's the best ever?
Bro,
Ali studies ass down.
Like George Foreman is way up there when it comes to being feared and knocking niggas out.
Chill. You said you.
So was Smoking Joe Frazier. Ali studied his ass down too.
And watch Lennox Lewis beat the piss out of Mike Tyson. I used my eyes.
Shout to Lennox Lewis.
I used my eyes and I saw Buster Douglas beat his ass too. I used my eyes and I saw Evander Holyfield beat his ass. How many times?
Let's see what year that was. Hold on.
He was washed. At that point,
he was
God.
Hold on, what year was this? Let me make sure I know.
It was in 2000.
Ron, these dudes up here talking about Ali is overrated.
In 2002.
Which one?
Wait, hold on, Swiper, real quick. Ron, he not talking boxing though. It's like when y'all. It's like hold on, Jordan, relax, bro, relax. y'all, because it's the same thing how y'all just did with the basketball thing. It's not. He's not even talking about what's going on in the ring. He's talking about, well, this guy fought this guy. He been him. But hold on though. What technical part of boxing is it that makes these people better than Muhammad Ali?
Let's discuss that. I will tell you. Okay. Let's do that. Let's do that.
Let's do that. I need to talk about that jab.
Let's do that.
Oh, please. 1988. If you are watching Mike Tyson with your eyes, you see impeccable footwork. You see a jab.
He said Muhammad Ali. He said Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad was a genius. Literally a genius.
He was a genius at what? Getting
he was a defensive ace. He was a defensive ace. He had an and that's not how.
Let him answer the question. Let him answer the question.
If you don't think Muhammad Ali in his peak is one of the greatest defensive boxers ever, you're about to yap.
Let him answer the question.
Why did he get hit so much?
You're about to yap.
Why did he get hit so much?
He did that. That was one fight. That was one fight. He decided to do that. You're about to yap. Jordan, you're about to yap.
No, I'm not about to yap. No, I'm not about to yap.
Let him yap. Go back. It's Friday. Let him get his on. Let him answer the question.
Okay, go back and look at the tape. Go back and look at the tape. See how many people see how many people Muhammad Ali just knocked out because he put together a masterpiece. Or did they just quit because it's round fucking 15? And he been chasing them all round long.
Oh my God.
You ever think, Jordan?
Oh my God! I thought we was gonna talk more.
Jordan, you ever think that was the plan against Muhammad Ali, to stay away from him for most of the fight? You ever think
bro.
That might have been
run or get your ass beat? Run or get your ass beat.
No. First of all, they wasn't running. I'm saying that was Muhammad Ali's strike. He wore you down to round 15, and then eventually they just.
Okay, so then Floyd not to go. Floyd not the conversation too, Jordan. Floyd out the conversation too. Don't talk about Floyd Mayweather no more. Then
crazy as hell. You think Floyd wasn't?
That's
Floyd.
True. That's true. That's true.
Wait, hold on. Real talk. That's how I know he doesn't know what he's talking about. After 2001, name me a time Floyd Mayweather knocked somebody out legit. I'm not talking about the nonsense, dapping up gloves.
I'm not trying to knock you.
I'm talking about when he knocked somebody out for the rest of his career.
When did he do?
When he broke his hand. That's when he stopped knocking people out. When he broke his hand.
No. When did he fight?
Man, what's his boy name? You scared to punch somebody because you done broke your hand?
So he became the greatest defensive.
When was the Gotti fight?
Bro, that was like 2003, bro.
When he beat the shit out of
Arturo Gotti. He beat the brakes off
Arturo Gotti.
He beat the brakes off
of Ricky Haddon.
He beat the
hold on. Floyd Mayweather has a conversation for the best boxer ever. By the way, Jordan, he is the best.
100%.
He's the best defensive boxer I've ever seen in my life. Ever seen in my life. My entire life. Defensive boxer ever. Not even a question.
He beat the piss out of Rick. He beat the brakes out of Oscar De La Hoya too.
Everybody. Mark had everybody. Yes.
Oscar De La Hoya too. Hold on.
Everybody. He was. There was nobody beating him.
He dominated everybody.
I agree with you.
Induct Manny till he got old.
No, Manny
was on drugs. You know what? Let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about it.
He was
all of a sudden, you just think it's normal that a 5'5" nigga is stepping up weight classes, knocking everybody out. Okay, that's
we gotta get back to hoop talk.
Hold on, Ron. One more.
Jordan, we gotta get back to hoop talk.
One more, please, Ron. Please, one more. Ron,
Jordan, the reason why I'm saying we gotta get back to hoop talk is because I got some honored guests that are trying to come up here. I got some Hall of Famers in the building. You know, I got my man Jason Grillionaire in the house.
Yo, what's up?
I got my man, the Big Veil Perspective in the house.
What up,
we trying to talk hoops, y'all.
Y'all living.
Double L.
Jordan bring up Canelo, by the way. He was 21 years old. I agree, but he was 21 years old.
Yo, and also, fellas,
you good, brother?
We the same age. Like he was a baby.
Before we get into everything, because Jason, I want to hear what you got to say to us. Vale, I want to hear what you got for us. But before we do that, before I left, sorry, y'all, I had to go take care of some business right quick, you know. But before I left,
hey Ron, I'm boxing this dude when I see him. I swear, I'm straight firing on this dude.
You better box better than Ali.
You boxing him like Floyd.
He said he boxing like Floyd.
Before I left, y'all, we had another comment of the week that we had to get to. Oh yeah, this one was from Baby Lon.
We already read this one.
Jason and Vale, do you guys have anything to say about what Baby Lon had to say about Mars, or is he just?
Yeah, I got something to say. How you saying Baby Lon? That's what I got something to say. About, that's not what
talk to him, Vale.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on in Seattle.
Is Baby Babylon is Babylon worse than Gourmet? Is it worse than that?
Nah,
Gourmet is crazy.
that can't be worse.
Gourmet. I don't know.
Nah, it's about the same. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, I think about the same, bro.
What about Buffet?
Babylon is crazy. Buffet is crazy. No, that's the worst.
And he be saying similar. He be like, yo, such and such is similar.
I swear to God, I'm firing on.
What's wrong with similar? What's wrong with similar?
So Morris can have an accent and mispronunciate things.
What's wrong with similar? What's wrong with similar?
Pronunciate.
Nah, but Ron, you do be saying subtle though.
Hey, Ox, I ain't never heard him say that. Please don't tell me he says that.
Nah, Ron do be saying subtle. He do say subtle. I ain't gonna lie.
Ox, I know that's your man. I'm firing on this dude when I see him.
Well, yeah, shout out to homie Babylon. Appreciate you for sending through this or sending this through. Next up, what do you know? The homie Babylon with another comment of the week. Babylon7536, episode 571 said, "I love when Ron gets aggressive. Yeah, boy, let's get active."
That's crazy. Okay.
So, basically, Babylon loves when I get to cooking, y'all. Shout out Babylon. And then the last comment of the week is from Fab Rice 95, episode 572. 10 out of 10 episode from the top 5 comments of the week, dictating the direction of the show to Jordan wishing an old man would just let it go. Y'all remember last Friday, right?
What happened last Friday?
Oh, y'all don't remember last Friday?
No.
Y'all don't remember Hubie Brown was a trending topic?
Oh, yeah. Yo, Jordan had me dying during work, man. Oh, my goodness.
My man, Hubie. Boy, we got to check on Hubie today, boy. You know, every day.
He's 90.
Shit, every day is numbered, chill. Boy, goddamn.
He'll be living, man. He'll be chilling, bro.
My man Hubie get up every day and check one of the numbers off the box.
When I'm 80, if I make it to 80, I shouldn't be doing anything.
I agree.
I'm
just saying, if I make it to 80, I might laugh every damn day because I don't know what day.
The president's 80. You can be president of the United States at 80.
That's even worse. And if I'm 80,
that's another topic for another day. Why we always honoring the oldest?
I can promise you right now, Ron, if I'm 80, if I die, no matter what it is,
Maxine Waters almost 90. Real talk.
That's why. If I get hit by a car, it's because I'm old.
Maxine Waters.
If I get hit by it's because I'm old. No matter what happens, if I'm 80 years old, if I'm in my 80s and I die, it's because I'm old. That's it.
But you running Congress at 88.
You don't think he was saying that?
Exactly.
They were saying that back in like the 1940s.
I ain't gonna let you get that one off, Mars. Not on Hubie.
I think that's a valid question.
Hubert Brown. You know what? If you never seen his face, though, you might not think he was white.
Hubert Brown could be.
He could be a brother.
I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. My boy Hubert might have been in them streets.
Hubert?
My boy been at the speakeasy.
No matter what.
Think if I know another white Hubert. Do you?
I don't know too many Huberts named that's white besides him. Shit. Every other Hubie I know is black.
Shout out Hubert and shout out Herbert too.
Herbert the same way.
Shout out anybody named Herbert or Hubert. But all right, y'all, we got Grillionaire up here. What's up, Grillionaire? Talk to us. Is there anything that you want to talk about or anything that you need to get off your chest with any of these panelists up here?
Grills, I forgot.
I know we said this like 3 times though. I think I heard this conversation 3 times, but
it's still bugging you.
Oh no, it's bugging me, already. It's bugging me beyond. Saying D Fox is better than Kyrie might blow my mind.
Let's talk about it. I'm glad you brought it up. Thank you.
I really didn't want to be
why we can talk about this. Thank you.
Hey, real talk. You better not disappoint me. You better not disappoint me.
Before you go, real talk, Jordan. Before you go, I want to hear what Grillionaire feels about this. Let him get this off. What about it do you not like? How do you feel about it?
Because in theory, as I see it, in theory, D Fox should be a top 10, top 8 point guard. If he used his strengths, I feel like he should be up there. But in my opinion, the selection of shots he makes for someone as athletic as him, it just holds him back. And the fact that he's trying to do like the same shot making that Kyrie does. I don't know why we say that Kyrie's the worst passer, and then D-Fox doesn't make any sense to me. After watching Kyrie for all these years, I don't know where you don't see the passing guy, especially watching him with Luka, especially against that OKC team. You're seeing him actually make the reads where Luka can't make the reads because they're picking the ball away from Luka. I'm saying, what do you not see?
You gotta stop him on that one. Well, when you be saying like y'all want to give credit for passes that Kyrie, like everybody probably can make those passes. Like when y'all start talking about him as a passer, you're like y'all gloat on him as a passer. That's my thing. Like that, I be having an issue with y'all. I'm not gloating on Kyrie passing. Number one, because he don't do it a lot. That's number one. Number two, his greatest attribute is scoring.
Did you not see him play with AD for that first game? And he wasn't scoring a whole bunch, but he was dishing the ball out to AD.
How many games they played?
He's up.
I think they played
that first game.
That one game.
All right, so what are we talking about though? So why are we talking about that though? Kyrie got more games probably with 0 assists than he probably do with 10.
In his career or this year?
I highly doubt that. I can't answer that, but I highly
see that. I can see that.
Yeah, probably his career. So why do we do that with Kyrie passing though?
So
like
Grills,
somebody
can't we
that
use
got
that same
much
logic
zeros.
that you just said in theory? Like, can't we use that same logic? Kyrie Irving should be the best league guard in the game.
No.
Why should he?
Why shouldn't he be?
Why
50, 40, 90? Most skilled player in the league, best under the rim finisher.
And why not? Passers too.
Why not?
I don't think
he can score at all 4 levels. He's a magician with the ball. Why not? Apparently he plays defense now. Why not?
When I say Kyrie's this good, I don't think he's better than Steph Curry. That's why. That's why he can't be the best league guard in the league. He's not better
Steph
than
has physical limitations.
Steph Curry has that one tool that kind of
like the shooting, the off-ball play, like exceeds everything Kyrie can do. Like we can't
being the greatest shooter ever does.
I thought Kyrie had more tools.
The best ball handler in NBA history.
I do have more tools. Kyrie does have more tools than most people.
But his tool, his strongest tool, doesn't offset being the greatest shooter to ever exist. It doesn't.
What, shooting contested shots? That's the strongest tool?
Whatever you think Kyrie's strongest.
I mean, his ball handling is probably.
But Steph being the greatest shooter ever offsets a lot of his physical limitations. A lot. It's why Steph Curry was able to be in that group of the best players in the world.
And with that what you just said, Mars, doesn't Kyrie's ability to handle the ball, doesn't that enhance everything else he does?
Really? I mean, it's not as valuable as Steph shooting.
That's interesting, Mars, because I've heard that Kyrie Irving is the best finisher guard in NBA history. I've heard that.
I don't agree with that statement.
I don't either, but I've heard that.
If people think Kyrie
are they saying under the rim or
under the rim?
In terms of the variety
of the main reasons why
I think he's the most versatile under the rim finisher.
I think
one of the main reasons why, Mars, is because of his ability to handle the ball, because he's got to get to the rim.
Absolutely. So and still not as valuable as Steph's shooting ability.
Chill.
Steph's shooting ability does things to defenses that Kyrie's ball handling just can't.
But hold on, y'all. I would go on the ledge and say he might not be Steph, but Kyrie is one of the best shooters ever to me. To be honest,
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree with that
Steph, but he's one of the best shooters ever.
I agree. I think Kyrie's a top 10 shooter ever. I think
he might be top 5 to be real with you.
I could make.
I got to think about that.
Who's your top 5?
So you're a top 5 shooter. You got the best handle ever. Yeah. Why is he not ranked higher then?
Theoretically, Kyrie is a hell of a player.
I'm not saying.
Really good. Theoretically, what do you mean theoretically? What does that mean? Theoretically, when I say like theoretically, I'm not saying that he's actually not capable of doing these things. I'm saying like to me, the two best players in imagination world is Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving.
Imagination.
What did we just say? That's imaginary. That's why I'm confused.
I'm trying to find a better way of phrasing it. I'm saying this is what I'm saying. Yes, they can do all of those things. They are capable of all of those things. I'm not saying it's not real what they're doing, but simply like bringing that up, it does make them sound like, well, damn, if he is the best ball handler ever, if he is a top 10 shooter ever, if you're also telling me he's a plus defender, and you're telling me I do think y'all are gassing the passing a little bit too. It makes him sound like he should be
most of the argument for De'Aaron Fox is theoretical
than what he is.
I think the De'Aaron Fox conversation is more theoretical than Kyrie.
Yeah, his defense isn't impactful enough for y'all to make the argument
the idea of being extremely skilled and then saying, well, if this guy's this skilled, why isn't he better? I think the reason Kyrie, in my opinion, isn't better than Luka, isn't better than Shea, isn't better than Steph, isn't better at this point than Brunson, Haliburton. I'm trying to think of the other point guards.
In the league,
that's better than Fox.
Trae Young.
No, over Kyrie. I'll leave it at those 5 names. The reason I think those guys at this point are better than Kyrie, despite the fact I think Kyrie still today is one of the 10 best shooters that have ever lived, and I think Kyrie to this day is one of the best ball handlers, if not the best ball handler that's ever lived, is because I think on a possession-to-possession basis, Kyrie doesn't have the impact on the game that those guys do. B, I think Kyrie isn't as good of a finisher as other people say. I don't think he's the greatest rim finisher ever. I understand the versatility of finishes he has. I understand that. I think the dexterity, the ability to finish with both hands, floaters, all of that stuff is great. But for me, finishing ability is more about just how effectively you finish, as opposed to the aesthetics of said finishes. I think Kyrie makes shots tougher on himself than they need to be, which is a testament to his skill, but not a testament to the impact. Doing things that are more difficult doesn't make you better. Especially
Mark,
when
to do it too, by the way.
Well,
yeah,
what's the example?
And that's
you know what?
Because he's not physically imposing, he's not the fastest. He doesn't have the ability to just get right by you and get to easy things. He has to do the tough things. And him being as impactful as he has been, doing the extremely difficult is a testament to how skilled he is. But it's why I put him slightly below at this point in time with the athletic decline, below those top 5.
I know how I want to word what I'm trying to say is okay. Because I don't, again, it's not imaginary because they can do those things. I'm guilty of this.
Fairy tale like.
Thinking about it. They're some of the best like checklist players ever. Like can do this, can do that. Like if you go skill to skill to skill to skill to skill, and it'll make them seem like you would think because of all these, they're great at this, they're great at that, they're great. Like you would think, they would be like, Kyrie would be in like top 5 PG all-time talks. Off his checklist.
But real talk.
It's just not sustainable for Kyrie to be healthy. Kyrie just won't be healthy.
If this not a fair, I want to bring a counterpoint to your theoretical counterpoint. This is my theoretical counterpoint to your counterpoint. Isn't De'Aaron Fox's defense mostly theoretical, given that he's never actually consistently been a great defender?
Swiper, why do you keep saying that about De'Aaron Fox?
Because De'Aaron is a good defender.
Because what we did,
I don't know why
he's not. Yeah. Also, and then the other side of this too is we made our Gorilla. This started when I asked the question about Haliburton and where he is amongst the point guards, and I brought Kyrie up as the 4th name. Never finished the list, mind you. I brought up Kyrie Irving, and then they also conceded Kyrie Irving's a better creator, scorer, and I think we got to the driving.
He's a better creator than who?
Because the reason we did is because Mars brought up all
shot creator. Yes, he's a better shot creator.
Jordan, hold on. You got to let people finish the run. That way you can argue. Mars then brought up the numbers about the driving finishing, and it all lean Kyrie. So I'm saying so if he's a better driver and a more consistent driver, a better creator, a better shooter, he's also a better post scorer. I don't know if y'all know that. Better post scorer than De'Aaron Fox is. And he's also
specify creator. When you say creator of what? His own shots?
That's a shot creator.
Yeah. Oh, you just kept saying creator.
No, he did say shot creator. Yes, he did.
I said you just don't listen. That's the problem. That's what I told you.
No, I said it twice because you didn't say. You said he's a better creator.
I was trying to talk. And so what I'm saying is that offensively, if he has so much leaning in his direction, I think that especially when it comes to playoff scoring, which we've seen for Fox, I think one time, like we've seen Kyrie in multiple modes still. I'm saying like be able to scale up to be a 1 when he needs to be, or be a 2. I think they're clearly series.
But we've also seen Kyrie.
I agree. I was just about to bring it up. I seen
scale up to 1,
which is why, I think he scaled up to a 1 over the course of
when he scaled up to 1, he get
1 year.
No, I think that
when he scaled up to 1, he get hurt.
I think in NBA finals
scaled up to 1 year.
No,
I mean I don't think it's fair to bring up the playoffs.
When else was he a 1?
He was in Boston for 2 years.
Hold on, Val. Say what you said again, Val.
He also had to scale up to be a 1 when Luka was out during this season, and I vividly remember because Dallas were winning. People were talking about Kyrie
then he got hurt.
The MVP candidate. I vividly remember that. That was this season.
Then he got hurt.
Kyrie, and he did get hurt. And Jordan, you can bring that up. But Ron asked him when was he ever been a 1? This year. He was supposed to be a 1. And Dallas were having success with hurt.
Yeah,
Dallas were having success.
And how are we feeling about Kyrie in the grand scheme of the league? Wasn't nobody up here saying Kyrie top 10, Kyrie best point guard in the league? Wasn't nobody saying Kyrie?
Obviously, because he's not.
No one said about De'Aaron Fox.
Hold on, though.
What does that mean?
To be fair to Kyrie, and what Real Talk said about this theoretical thing, this is why Kyrie is theoretical, because he had, like y'all asked the question, why isn't he this and that? Because he has all of the boxes. He checked every single box. The problem is it's not sustainable for his health. Like, that's the only reason why I would probably say Kyrie is not this. Because when we see Kyrie as a number one doing what he's supposed to do, he always get hurt. Had he not get hurt and finish out everything, we would be talking about Kyrie totally different. Just like I think the same thing with Anthony Davis. It'd be the same thing with Anthony Davis.
Can you give me an individual season? Like, give me a starting point at least where you feel like De'Aaron Fox is better than Kyrie Irving?
So here's the thing. You keep running back and trying to do all of this.
Well,
we're talking about today.
Yeah, Kyrie is a better player than De'Aaron Fox today. I think that's the point.
So you go into prior seasons and stuff like that. We're talking about
okay. So I pulled both of their numbers. I have both of the numbers right here in front of me.
Season, Kyrie undoubtedly played better than De'Aaron.
I'm looking at their numbers right now. Would you like me to read them off? Would you like me to read them off?
But you can do that. But hey,
so it doesn't matter.
Please, what you mean?
So will it matter to the conversation or no?
Why wouldn't it?
Because if I tell you the numbers, you're just gonna be like, well, blah 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 blah. Like, are you gonna actually account that?
So as you were saying,
Swiper, I know what
Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving
so
over the course
50
of
games for Kyrie, 62 games for De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox 23.5, 4.8 rebounds, 6.3 assists, 1.5 steals. Okay, shot 46% from the field, 31% from three, 82% from the free throw line.
This is this past year.
This year, yeah, this past year.
Okay.
Yeah, 51 effective field goal percentage, 62 games. So he played more than Kyrie.
He was hurt.
12 more.
Mm-hmm. But he was dealing with a hand injury, which I think is right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he said this year. I guess.
That's why another reason why I think Kyrie was clearly better. But
that's what I'm saying. Like, I wanted to do multiple years to help Ron, but now it's going to make it worse. So I'll just say it.
Okay.
So Kyrie this year, 24.7, 4.8 rebounds, 4.6 assists, 1.3 steals. He averaged more blocks, obviously, but De'Aaron had him in assists and then had him in steals by 0.2. Kyrie shot 47% from the field, 40% from three, 92% from the free throw line, and had a 54.9 effective field goal percentage, which is 4 points higher. So he was a better scorer. He was on par, I think, as a passer this year, like whatever how you want in terms of like actual in stats, like passing, like leading the points, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm talking about. Kyrie was a much more efficient player because I know passing Haliburton, for instance, Ron, Haliburton's throwing 75 passes a game, but he's only getting 11 assists a game. Like, I'm saying that's an outcome stat. I'm saying passing, it's obviously more than just the assist total. So, but Kyrie was a much better finisher, scorer this year, much more efficient. And I think, especially without Luka, to the point, past December, he was really good without Luka Doncic. And he was also the only creator scorer on the perimeter that the Mavericks had at that point too. And they were also winning those games and playing really well. And I think to the point I made earlier, on that team, granted, Chill, on the team he was on, he was a plus defender as well. Granted, they have Najee Marshall and Klay Thompson, whatever. PJ Washington, Derek Lively. They have players to help him.
Sure.
Kyrie was
undoubtedly went to the championship last year.
So was De'Aaron. So would you consider De'Aaron Fox's Sacramento Kings stats, not just his? I mean, not combining the Spurs. You just want to go up like.
Well, no, it's all the games he played just last year.
Yeah, but what about if we just go off of his Sacramento Kings joints?
It's some context behind him playing for the Spurs. Yeah. Obviously,
okay.
Like, when he goes there,
you talk about that, the conversation a little bit different.
He averaged 25, 5, and 6 for the Kings,
which was good enough for top 5 in the league, by the way, when he was.
So that's a little bit different. That's a little bit different.
At one point, and we're almost mid-season, he was top 5 in the league in scoring. That
was 28.
That's a little bit different. What's going on? That's a little bit different. Swiper. That's all I'm saying. That's a little bit different.
He was averaging 20.
Like obviously, it might have been 27, 28. But either way, it goes damn near 30. But obviously, he goes to the Spurs and his numbers go down. And you could attribute that to a bunch of different things. I don't know the exact reason. I just know he had a broken
45 games with the Kings, 25, 6, and 5 to his point. But again, 47% from the field, 32 from 3, 82 from the line. So still.
I mean, this is what I want to add to, because no, if you think De'Aaron Fox is better, it's not ever going to be he's more efficient than Kyrie. That's never going to be the winning argument. But my argument to why I think De'Aaron Fox nowadays is a better player. I don't know how you're watching 2025 basketball, especially in the playoffs. I'm done with these athletically not inclined but very skilled guard players. To me, I'm taking a guard or a player who's just has more physical imposition on the game. He's I want also Swipe. I wanted to ask you because you asked me like, when was De'Aaron Fox like a good defender?
Season.
I want to ask you this: do you think Aaron Nesmith is a good defender?
Yes.
Do you think like if we just hypothetically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we place like Kyrie or De'Aaron Fox in that position, and we're asking them to hound this player, pick up full court, make them turn 3-4 times, with the ball, but as their ball handling and stuff like. Do you think De'Aaron Fox can do that? Because I do, because I've seen him do it. I
think both of them can do it. Kyrie did do that this last year. I think both of them can do it.
Kyrie will compete. I'm not going to argue.
He did it.
At the same level.
Kyrie is solid defender. He's just not better.
But I'm saying, like,
he said, can they do it? I'm saying they both can do it.
No, well, I think De'Aaron Fox is a good defender. I think he's never been in the defensive he's never been in the defensive advantageous situation as far as a collective team. So
it sounds like you're talking more theoretical for De'Aaron Fox.
That is, it sounds like
no, it's not.
But we don't have
it's not. We've seen De'Aaron Fox sit down.
I've seen De'Aaron Fox sit down.
Mars would say De'Aaron Fox had a bad defensive season this year and last season. I disagree.
Right. Swiper said that. Those words never left my mouth. Swiper said that.
So you never said De'Aaron Fox had a bad defensive season last year?
Swiper said that. Every time Swiper said that, I haven't said a word.
So even if you didn't say
you
that,
can watch every clip. I've never said that.
Okay, Mars.
Is it bad by his standard? Or is it just bad?
I've just said I don't think De'Aaron Fox is
a doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter if you. I just what I'm saying. Like when we argue defense, sometimes like I feel like, genuinely, and so you can please straighten me out, group, community. I feel like when we talk defense, if we like certain players, we will lift up their defense and then hide the criticism or ignore them. And I'm saying that like it takes us a while to come around to certain players that have lesser defensive resumes or lesser defensive reputation to give them credit for maybe exceeding expectations or even being better than another player with a better rep. And I'm saying Fox, I watched a lot of Fox. I'm not saying you all haven't. I saw noticeable things that he wasn't doing well, especially off the ball as a defender.
Well, we've seen defenders, though, Swipe. But to your point, we've seen defenders who are elite but still have noticeable flaws. That's not something.
Off the ball as a guard, when y'all looking at flaws off the ball for a guard, I think it's very hard for y'all to say, he's just not very good off the ball for a guard. I think for a big, it's a little bit easier because for a big, somebody's supposed to be the rim protector. Somebody's supposed to be there. For a guard, I don't know how you can look at De'Aaron Fox and point out off the ball he's terrible.
Yeah, I
don't know how.
I think if you're consistently getting caught on screens, for instance, or you're dying because you're ball watching and then you're getting beat back door for things, I think those are things you can tangibly see.
So
say a player's not doing a job.
No,
I didn't say that. I didn't say that at all. I said that
I see that from everybody though. So
I think some people do it more than others, which is how it gets graded. Some people do it more than others.
So you just be watching De'Aaron Fox?
You just watch De'Aaron Fox
all the time?
That's what I'm saying.
When did I say all the time?
No, because you said he noticeably does it more than other people. I think
relative to
I can't remember a time where I've seen De'Aaron Fox.
And just to be clear, I want y'all to understand the framework I'm coming from because I remember everything y'all say. Everything. I remember before the season started, y'all said he was an elite defender. And I remember who you said he was in the conversation with. So if I'm weighing him towards these other elite guards in the league, I'm saying he does these things worse than these players.
I wouldn't say he's elite.
These players, but real talk, we had a literal, I think, hour and a half argument about De'Aaron Fox being an elite defender.
But Swiper though, it was context to it.
Said that he was.
It was context to it. We said elite relative to the star point guards in the NBA.
Chill said he's an all NBA defensive level.
No, I remember that.
Don't stop there. I said that there were 20 defenders in the game better than him.
Yeah,
Chill. I said that.
20?
Yes, I did.
But no, we went through that whole thing. But then at the end of the day, though, we came to the consensus that we were talking about starting level point guards. Because Mars, remember you said, okay, I could bring up Case and Wallace's, Caruso's, and you went through all of it. And then we quickly found out.
Guys, and we said outside of like Shea, like De'Aaron might be the next best one. But I think that just says more about the quality of the point guards.
But we still think Shea's a better defender than De'Aaron?
Do you think Hallie? Wait, hold on. Do you think Hallie's better defender than De'Aaron in the playoffs?
Well, De'Aaron's
De'Aaron's not in the playoffs. And it's
no, I'm saying because when we've seen him scale up, I'm saying that like we're watching Hallie now. Do you think Hallie's been a better defender?
No.
Like, okay,
no.
Okay.
All I'm saying is I just give me the
defense is not great. That's it.
Yeah. All I'm saying is give me the guy that can create the easier shot more effectively and more often because he's just a bigger, better athlete nowadays. And I do think there was a version of Kyrie where he had the athleticism paired with the skill. I do think peak Kyrie is better than peak.
This is why I say it's theoretical. Because if De'Aaron Fox can create the easier shot more often, why is he less efficient, and why does he not do that?
I do think that he settles for too many pull-up jumpers, but I do think I do think that both things can be true. I think he does settle a lot, but I do think he still
wouldn't that then be.
This is my issue. Because it started with you saying, and you changed the verbiage. You said,
I went from because
are the most theoretical player, but then you went to the checklist.
Yeah.
But my issue is in my opinion, how I evaluate De'Aaron Fox, the things people say about De'Aaron Fox, and then what De'Aaron Fox actually does, aren't the same thing. De'Aaron Fox, in theory, can create easier shots than Kyrie Irving. De'Aaron Fox, in theory, is one of the best drivers in the league because no one can stay in front of him. Because with the ball in his hands, he might be the quickest player in the league still, in theory. In reality, he drives less than Darius Garland and barely gets to the rim more than Kyrie Irving. So which one are we focusing on? The reality, which is De'Aaron Fox doesn't get to the rim as much as people think, and he actually takes more mid-range jumpers than people think, and he's less efficient than people seem to think. Or in theory, De'Aaron Fox.
Well, he did just have a year. He did just have a year not too long ago where he was getting in the lane more often than last year. Like 23, he was in the lane a lot.
22, he was in the lane more than 23.
22. If you years,
2020 was like De'Aaron Fox was just living at the rim. Like it was like territory. And then every year since, as he's become a better shooter, the rim frequency is plummeting. I think
but this year though, Mars.
That's what I'm talking about. In theory.
Mars, but in regardless of the reason, not an excuse, just the reason. This year, we all know the main reason why De'Aaron Fox's numbers shifted so much and that's why Mike Brown got fired for bringing DeMar DeRozan over, having De'Aaron Fox pass the ball to DeMar DeRozan at the top of the key and just get out the way. You know what I'm saying? It's not like De'Aaron Fox became a worse basketball player. It's just the offense changed. That's not an excuse, and it might that might not matter. That's just a little context to it.
I also wasn't as high on De'Aaron coming into the season. Like
yes.
Yeah, you saw me do my top 10 point guards, and you was mad at me because I left De'Aaron off the list. I had De'Aaron at like 11 on top. So going into the year before DeRozan played, I also wasn't as high on De'Aaron. I just think I don't want to say if De'Aaron played the way I think he should, because I feel like De'Aaron knows his game more than I know his game. But if De'Aaron did the things that people say De'Aaron does, I do think that player might be better than Kyrie because of the sheer impact of his relentless downhill pressure, the ability to get to the rim, finish, and then he has the counters in terms of the mid-range stuff, and he can shoot the three. He's a better shooter from the three than I think he showed this year. I think the hand injury did affect him, and I don't think that's an excuse. I think that's a valid reason. I think that doesn't actually happen. Like, that's what it is. Like, he doesn't actually do those things. Not consistently, not to the degree where I can say he's better than those guys because of that when he doesn't do it as much as those guys do it. That's where the disconnect is for me.
I do think 23 and 24, De'Aaron, I think he played better than Kyrie. I think this past year, I think Kyrie played better than De'Aaron. You know what I'm saying? And I also do think that De'Aaron Fox is a much better defender than Kyrie Irving. I don't think we should even discuss that. It's not close at all, in my opinion. But I do think that this past season, if we're talking, and we got to talk about this past season if we're talking about right now. Right now, based on this past season, Kyrie Irving's better than De'Aaron Fox.
Like,
from a player standpoint, like Mark, you just brought it up.
But next year, I think it might change, though.
Well, next year, Kyrie's coming
off a tour ACL.
Right. From a point guard standpoint, I probably would take Fox, but as a player, like positionless, like who, like.
Well, Kyrie's more of a combo. Kyrie can play.
Yeah, exactly. But that was my whole thing.
Player too. I think that's what makes him a better player.
Yeah, I think he's a better player. But I'm saying from a point guard, from the point guard, like this is what we said. From a point guard standpoint,
that's what we
to me, it's De'Aaron Fox. From a
I just evaluate what position do you play? Who's the better player? You're the better.
I guess, but this is just how I saw it in my mind. Now, from a player standpoint, it's Kyrie Irving, but from a point guard standpoint, for me, it's De'Aaron Fox. Like,
why is De'Aaron a better point guard than Kyrie?
He doesn't think Kyrie passes enough.
Wait, did y'all?
I'm just explaining.
By the way, I don't think we ever got. Did y'all say Kyrie was? Okay. So did y'all say De'Aaron Fox a better point guard than Darius Garland?
They did, yeah. That was the when I put out the list on Twitter. I had like point guards I think are better than De'Aaron Fox. I put Garland on the list. He was overwhelmingly the one that people disagreed with the most.
Who? I know I did not because I like Darius Garland.
I like Darius Garland, but he's not a better basketball player.
I don't do that.
I don't understand the Garland. I don't understand the Garland disdain or disrespect.
I don't understand.
But
I think Garland.
How is he not a better point guard? Real talk. He does everything, especially offensively.
I'm just now learning this point guard phase. I'm just saying as a player. I've been saying as a player.
That's what I'm saying. That's what.
And to me, I think I'm taking Fox as a basketball player over Darius Garland.
Why?
I would too. But as a point guard, I got
better driver, better shooter, better mid range, better pick and roll.
You want guards that are athletic, can hold up against bigger players defensively. I just feel like De'Aaron Fox is fitting 2025 basketball better than.
I think Darius Garland, I don't think Darius Garland can get stopped from getting where he wants to go. Offensively, I don't think that's an issue. Defensively, I do think there's a major problem there, and that's what makes it more of a conversation for me. Because Garland is someone you mismatch on. Garland is someone you mismatch on. De'Aaron might not be, in my opinion, the greatest defender, but you don't mismatch on De'Aaron Fox, not to the degree you do with Darius Garland anyway. So I think that's a major problem. But Darius Garland can get wherever he wants on the court whenever he wants. He has an elite floater game he can get to. I think he's a way, way better passer and decision maker. And I think he can also play on and off ball, which allows him to be more malleable as an offensive piece. That's why I think he's a better player. That's
Mars, I genuinely think De'Aaron Fox, and it's theoretical, I guess, too, but I genuinely think De'Aaron Fox can play better off the ball, too. I think you can probably see it
better than he currently
does. Jordan, the word that I'm having a problem with is inferior. So let's talk in reality. I mean, Darius
Garland is a better point guard, period.
He's a better point guard. He's not a better player, though, to me.
De'Aaron Fox gets downhill, like you just mentioned, Moss. Gets downhill with
Garland was insane.
The stuff that you want De'Aaron Fox to do, he does do them. He wasn't the top 5 in the league in scoring. He is one of the better.
He was top 5 in the league in scoring after a month of the season.
He is one of the better distributors in the game.
What do you mean better distributors? What does that mean? What does that mean? How many are better?
De'Aaron Fox was top 5 in the league in scoring in late November. That was the same time LaMelo Ball was top 5 in the league in scoring. I'm sorry, after a month of the season, I'm not trying to hear who's top 5 in the league in any. I'm really not. It was a month. It was 17 games. He was averaging 29, and he gets credit because that was when he had the 60-point game, and I think he had 49. That was it. After that, he went back down to whatever he averages, whatever. It was a month. I'm sorry, that's not enough for me. A month of being top 5 in the league in scoring. Jalen Green has been top 5 in the league in scoring for a month. That's not.
And he was in the top 10 in the league in scoring last year.
There we go. Say top 10. Cool. Top 5. I'm saying it was for a month.
Top 10 in the league in scoring last year.
Yeah.
Was he a better scorer than? But even with that though, Chill, you watched all of the Cleveland game.
The reason why I brought this up, Swiper, is because what we're talking about in theory. Let's talk about in actuality. So what's going on with De'Aaron Fox as a player? One of the better guard finishers in the game. One of the better mid-range pull-up shooters in the game.
Well, I mean,
depends how many are one of them.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. Yeah, I'm really struggling with that. I'm saying I'm genuinely struggling with that. What does that mean?
Right, but ain't no way you struggling with that when that's how you
No sidebars. What I'm saying is there are a lot of really good. There are some really good mid-range shooters in the league amongst the guards.
What I want to do, Moss, is I want to stay in actuality. So let's stay with the league guard of the league guards that we have in the league. So Luka, Shea, Curry, Foxy, Haliburton, Brunson, Garland, Damian Lillard.
Just Ball. Mid-range shooting?
We talking about stop and pop. That's what we're talking about.
Oh, yeah, Murray, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Definitely Jamal Murray.
Ball. I'm just thinking about league guards.
I think he's one of the better ones. I agree.
I think he's one of the better ones. So again, we're talking about finishing. We're talking about the top 5. We're talking about these guys, not top 5. I'm sorry. We're talking about the guys that I just brought up in the league. Mm-hmm. He's one of the best finishers in the game. We're talking about on-ball defense. I've seen De'Aaron Fox at the point of attack when he's in Sacramento, not just in the second quarter, but in the meat and potatoes of the game, turn a guy 2, 3, 4 times, get open steal, get open for a rip. He's doing that kind of stuff. He's keeping his hands busy. Also, a transition guard. When I think about the lead guards that I just brought up, Luka, Curry, SGA, Brunson, Haliburton, Damian Lillard, all of these, I still think that he's in that class of transition guard. These are things that are in actuality. These aren't things that are in theory, because when you talk about theory, Miles, what you're talking about is he should be doing these things. Well, last year he was in the top 10 in the league in scoring. He was doing those things. Last year, I think he led the league in steals. He was doing those things. Last year, he's one of the better pull-up this season too. He's one of the better pull-up, stop and pop guards in the league. He is doing those things. He might not be doing them at the rate that you'd like for him to do them, but he's still doing them. And I can counter that point that you talked about with him with the theory. Well, can I use that same logic with Kyrie Irving? Shouldn't he be a better defender in terms of the athlete that he is, how smart he is? Shouldn't the effort be there more, considering who he is?
Yeah, but none of us are calling him an elite defender. I think De'Aaron Fox is a better defender than Kyrie. I just don't think De'Aaron Fox is the level of defender to where, respectfully, I don't think that. I'm not going to say it doesn't matter.
Sure.
I don't think it offsets how much better offensively I think Kyrie is.
You think
like if De'Aaron Fox was Jalen Suggs on defense,
right.
I'll be like, okay, cool. I don't think he is. Now, if you think he is an all defensive level guard, then I understand why you think that. I obviously disagree with that. I've been very vocal in my disagreement of that. For me, when I look at it, it's like I paint De'Aaron Fox as a neutral to a slight positive on defense. I view Kyrie as a neutral to, on a bad day, a slight negative on defense. That's how I view them. So, like, Kyrie is like a 4.5 to a 5.5 on defense relative to the whole NBA. So bigs are factored into that, guards are factored.
Not just league guards.
De'Aaron Fox for me is like a 5 to a 6.5. Like, then there's not a major gap for me to where it's like,
I don't feel like that. I don't think that
it's like the equivalent to Kyrie on an okay day on defense for me. Like, that's how I view it. Like,
I don't think that quantifies though, like how like we can do this one's a 4.5, this one's a 6.5. But to me, like I don't think that quantifies how that can affect the team's defense around them. Right. So I'm thinking like I don't think
Kyrie is Luka. I don't think he hurt.
No. But what I'm saying is like, okay, if they're playing whatever X team, and Kyrie gets switched onto a wing, right? A bigger wing player. I feel like they're both going to force the help in the gaps. They're both going to draw a double. They're both going to force a double. I don't think so. I think there are more teams.
If they play the Pacers and Kyrie is cross-matched onto Pascal Siakam, his team, Kyrie's teammates, will send a double. If De'Aaron Fox is in the same situation, I think they will also send a double. I think the same thing will happen. The defense will be in rotation.
I think they trust De'Aaron Fox one-on-one more than Dallas trusts Kyrie Irving one-on-one as a defender.
They might trust him more. They're still going to send that double.
That's just part of the scheme. So
I agree. Yeah. That's the point.
So I feel like teams will trust De'Aaron Fox more and more situations than Kyrie.
Don't we have guys like Oklahoma City's got guys who send doubles when Alex Caruso is covering somebody or Lou Dort is covering somebody.
They sit in the gaps, sending doubles. They sit in the gaps. But yeah, they sit in the gaps.
My man Grillionaire got a chance to talk about his biggest discrepancy with the panel. Vale, is it anything that you would like to get into or anything you would like to point out? Or just
I was going to bring up the same thing. I was gonna bring up the same thing, bro.
You got Kyrie?
I got Kyrie. I was gonna bring up the fact that I think Kyrie off ball value offensively is being understated too. I think when y'all was talking about
spot up.
Like movement shooter, playing off the catch, off closeouts. I think that's part of the reason why De'Aaron struggled with DeMar or going to San Antonio's because he can't provide that same off ball value, and it's kind of a clunky fit with him and Stephon Castle and things like that. I think if you put Kyrie in those scenarios, it's a lot more of a seamless fit. We've seen it in Brooklyn. We've seen it with in Dallas with Luka. You see with Bron. He could play primarily with the ball. He could play off the ball. I think that's being very understated right now. So
I agree.
I got Kyrie.
If he was passing like Kyrie, I think he'd be much better in San Antonio. But
yeah. So
I can't wait for De'Aaron Fox.
I can't wait to watch De'Aaron Fox play next year, man.
What do you think he is, real talk?
Now wait.
What do y'all think he is? I guess in the end of the year
when he's healthy,
top 5. I
think he's a top 5 point guard.
He got potential to be.
Wait a minute. You think he's better than Haliburton?
When he's rolling, I do. Yes.
You don't want to hear me.
And I love Haliburton.
You know how you don't sit there and be quiet and just make a stink face.
I think De'Aaron Fox is that good.
How is he offensively more impactful than him?
At his best. No, I got Haliburton in the top 5 right now. At his best, and I got Haliburton at 4. I got Haliburton at 5. At his best, I think De'Aaron Fox is better than Jalen Brunson. I think he could. He has the potential to be better.
What are we doing?
Hold on, wait. Before y'all go crazy, my top. Okay, so check this out. My top 5. My De'Aaron Fox is the number 1 option too.
What's he done?
I like De'Aaron a lot.
De'Aaron Fox had Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Tom Thibodeau was the coach, Karl Anthony Towns. No, he's never had a team that was that good.
Jalen Brunson ain't
never. Keep going. So now you SGA. SGA got a bunch of help. Now what? Why can't he better than SGA? SGA got a bunch of help.
He's just not better than SGA.
Why?
What do you mean? Why? I'm not about to go. I'm not about to go down. I'm not about to go down bad roads.
Is De'Aaron Fox a better driver than SGA? Why not?
He's not him. Look, Swiper. I'm not about to do this with you.
He's not all that stuff.
Okay. Why is Jamal Murray better than him? Why is Jamal Murray better than SGA? Since you want to do this, why is Jamal?
I don't make crazy takes that he's better than Jalen Brunson.
What is the crazy take? I never said he was better than SGA.
You just said he's better than Jalen Brunson.
Is Jalen Brunson better than SGA? It's
levels. You just said he could be better than Jalen Brunson.
Why did you bring SGA into this?
In the regular season.
Why did you bring SGA into this? What was the point doing that?
Jumping players. Don't stop.
I didn't jump a player. Jalen Brunson isn't better than SGA.
Luka's a sieve. He sucks on defense. Why can't he be better than Luka?
Okay, so I never said he was better than Luka.
Why can't he be
better? We know. We don't have to do this. We know why Luka is better.
So Haliburton just is not one of the best offensive players in the league.
All right, so I'm gonna give you my top 5
between him and Luka. No,
I'm going to give you my top 5, and I'm going to tell you where I have De'Aaron Fox, and I'm going to tell you where I have Jalen Brunson. As of right now in the NBA, my top 5 point guards, I have SGA and Luka. That whatever, 1 and 2. Steph at 3. At 4, I still got Trae Young. Y'all might not like it. Feel how you feel about it. I got the best passing point guard, 25 a night. I have Trae Young. Y'all can feel how y'all feel about it. I feel like if you put him in New York, he's doing the same thing Jalen Brunson did. I feel like if you put him, yes, Mars, he's doing that same thing. If you put him in Indiana, I feel like it might look a little different, but I believe they have success too. And they still have success too. So I feel like a lot of those other guys, if you put him in those positions, he's great. You put him in San Antonio in place of De'Aaron Fox, hey, you see what I'm saying? Hey, it's showtime over there. So that's why I have Trae Young there. I feel like his ability to pass and play make Ben's games just in and of itself. Obviously, you got the defense, but whatever. You got the defense with Luka and some other guys too. And at 5, I have Tyrese Haliburton. Now at 6, I don't have Jalen Brunson. I have De'Aaron Fox for reasons that I've highlighted. Once again, Fox is a clear night and day better defender. He's more physical. And yes, it is a gap in scoring. But once again, De'Aaron Fox get to it. You don't just average 25, 26, 20, and do that year after year and not be a good scorer. Like he might not be as efficient from the 3-point line as you guys like, but Giannis Antetokounmpo isn't.
Why is John Morant not just stopping for doing it based on the athleticism and all that and what he should do? If John Morant had a better situation, Joe, why can't John Morant be?
He does have a better situation.
That he need
what?
What do you mean if he had a better
so why is John Morant not higher?
John Morant got a hell of a situation
because he hasn't been as good
as De'Aaron Fox.
No, he has not been.
Well, this ain't based on De'Aaron last year. It's based on De'Aaron when he's fully healthy. So when John Morant's fully healthy, he not.
Last year he was.
I mean, when John's right, John Morant was missing. He's obviously in these talks. He's in these talks.
John Morant was playing through a bunch of injuries. That's very well documented.
That's a good point.
So if we're going to acknowledge that De'Aaron Fox played with a hand injury, which I agree is a valid thing to say. John Morant was playing with injuries all year. It's well documented by anyone who keeps up with the Memphis Grizzlies.
If you want to,
why can't we say healthy John Morant is in these talks?
You can say he's in these talks. I don't think. I'm not saying.
You think De'Aaron Fox is better than John Morant fully healthy, Joe?
He whoops his ass every time he sees him. Go back to when he first came in the league. He kicks John Morant's ass every time he sees him. It's documented. Go check the games. Go check the numbers. Go look
at the numbers, Swiper.
He whooped
look at the numbers for everything else.
Which numbers would you like me to look up for John Morant?
When they match up. Look at the
matchups.
He busts his
That's what he said.
Every time he sees John Morant.
So let's do this. So you know who also busts De'Aaron Fox's face every time they play each other? The Kentucky guard in Denver. Now what? What does that mean? What does that mean to me? He's a better shooter, better pull-up shooter, better playmaker. Oh, because that's what I'm talking about. Y'all do it when y'all want to do it. But when it comes to the push and shove, Jamal Murray be cooking his tail when they play. Game winners in Sacramento, dropping buckets in the fourth quarter. Y'all not going to say Jamal Murray better.
Is Jamal Murray in these talks with De'Aaron Fox?
No. With De'Aaron Fox?
Is Jamal Murray in these talks?
Swiper. Don't go here. Don't go here.
I'm sorry. This is all hypothetical. This is what I'm saying.
No, it's not hypothetical.
You're not going anywhere with this. It's not going anywhere because you just said when he plays Ja Morant, he busts Ja Morant head to head. When I said he plays Jamal Murray busted talk head to head. But now we're going to, oh well, he has Jokic. Real talk over here, glazing. Oh, Sabonis was, and we just had this conversation. Chill. Is Sabonis not an All-NBA player? Is Sabonis not an All-NBA player?
Yes, he is. 100%.
Okay. So let me ask you this, Chill. When Sabonis was 7th in the MVP race in 2022-23, was he better than any other player Ja Morant played with in 2022-23? Desmond Bane, JJJ. When he finished 7th in MVP, again, 7th in MVP voting.
You think Sabonis is a lot better than I do. I'm telling you that right now.
So in a regular, just for context, we just had this conversation with Chill that he averaged 19, 12, and 7 that year.
Wait. I didn't bring up the team aspect, but since you brought it up, just because you're a better player does not mean that it works. Because we've seen guys who play with better players and it just doesn't work. We've seen that. However,
so you think that's what happened to a Fox?
At no moment in time was Sabonis better than De'Aaron, though. That was always De'Aaron's team.
De'Aaron
was the number one on his team.
Again, when we have players we like, and I mean that genuinely, when we have players we like, we'll make excuses for them, like Fox. But I'm being dead with you. In the regular season, I agree with you. In the playoffs, real talk, the Warriors series, De'Aaron Fox was the best Sacramento King. I'm not even arguing with that. In the playoff, the most important player and best player in 22-23, as I read on the basic numbers, the on-offs, how the team performed, it was Sabonis going away in the regular season, and he played more games than D Fox that year. What I'm saying is that he finished 7th in MVP voting. Chill, he was 3rd All-NBA. Among the centers, he was 3rd that year in All-NBA behind Embiid and Jokic, or really Embiid first and then Jokic second.
You said he came 7th in MVP voting, right? That year?
In 2022.
You think he was the 7th best player in the league?
I think in the regular season he was extremely good. I thought he was very good that year.
Was he the 7th best player in the league?
No, but real talk. The reason I bring him up, the reason I brought that up is because that we were talking about Chill's criteria with like ranking players. So I'm saying that I think Fox. I think he was a top 15 player in the regular season. Yes, in the regular season, I thought he was clearly the anchor for the team. Like for me, that wasn't a conversation. He was spectacular that season. Sure. So what I'm saying is that when it comes to players that we like Fox, I think we'll make all these hypotheticals and like. This, and that, maybe. But I'm saying Sabonis actually played at that level, like an all-NBA player in that year. And Fox didn't make the team. And I think there's a reason why.
But
go ahead. You talking about 24? 22, 23 when the first year of that. Yeah.
And De'Aaron didn't play at that level, Swiper?
I thought Sabonis was better. I think he was the best player that year. He was regular season. I'm just jumping in the conversation. My bad. Yeah. I said in the playoff, Fox was better.
He finished 11th.
Yeah.
When I brought up when Ja Morant's name got brought up, Ron brought up the tiers of guards in terms of league guards. I think De'Aaron Fox is in that. Brunson, Haliburton, Trae Young. I think he's in that tier.
I forgot about Cade. I do think Cade's in that tier too. I forgot about Cade.
I think Fox is in that tier.
I think it's very disrespectful to say Brunson's in that tier.
Yeah, I have Brunson better than all those players, personally.
I don't know how Brunson is in a group with Trae Young at this point. And I like Trae. I like Trae. Yeah. I like Trae. I think he's one of the 3 best passes in the NBA.
You like Trae Young.
I don't understand it.
You like Trae Young, so you do this. What does he? And I'm genuinely asking. I'm not trolling.
I know what you're gonna ask, and it is
what
he does something that is night and day better than Brunson. Night and day.
If you're the passing, especially in half court.
Oh my! It is night and day.
But I would also make the argument that there's a night and day gap between them as scorers, especially in a playoff setting.
Ron, have you been watching Trae Young try to score the basketball?
I think Trae Young at this point is hurting his team when he tries to score.
He shot 39% from the field, 74% of the season. He's a chucker, like the definition of a chucker. Jalen Brunson is an efficient scorer, though.
Man Goblin sent $50 to change the topic.
Yeah, we just do that.
Fine, we're done. You got it. All right, sure, you got it.
Thank you, Mind Goblin, because I was finna cook them on this Trae Young shit. But now what we're gonna do is get into more super chats. So thank you, Mind Goblin, for allowing us to efficiently and effectively move on to the money that other people are spending as well. DBZ Stay said, hot take. Playoff riser Steph over Kobe in the playoffs and finals. He leads him in points, rebounds, and assists.
that finals thing for Kobe, I know it gets, that first round, that 2000s when he got hurt.
He was running with a dude that was averaging almost 40 and 15.
I don't think Steph's a playoff riser.
I'm tired,
but Steph is awesome in the finals, though. He is.
Yeah, but I don't think Steph's better in the playoffs.
Mars has a line with rising, and if you fall below that when your efficiency drops in the volume, like he'd say you're a dropper. So I think like that's
No, I just think if you play worse than you did in the regular season.
Yeah, I'm saying like that. He has a very technical outlook. I think relative to the league.
Rise means increase.
I get it.
Play worse, you didn't rise.
But I'm saying, but technically, Jamal Murray. Technically, Jamal Murray is like the greatest rising guard in the sport. But I'm saying that
prior to the last 2 years,
Yeah, exactly. Well, this year too.
But when you're starting from such a lower,
and that's why I've been very passionate saying playoff rising doesn't mean you are playing better. Like people use rising and they'll use dropping to be like, this guy's better than that guy because he's a riser, this guy's a dropper. Well, I can drop from such a level that me dropping is still playing better than you rising. That's why I don't I think the terminology is used disingenuously anyway, which is why I'm so comfortable saying a guy like Steph isn't a playoff riser. I don't think he needs to still be better than other people who are. Steph plays better in the playoffs than Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler, in my opinion, is one of the most notable playoff risers. And I think that's kind of overstated in some capacity anyway. But he's a playoff riser. He doesn't play better than Steph Curry, who I don't view as a playoff riser. I don't think you have to be a playoff riser to play better than someone else.
Is it because the standard is different? I think the standard is different for Curry than it is for buckets also. Because to your point, Mars, if Steph Curry doesn't rise in the playoffs, it's he's choking. But if Jimmy Butler doesn't ride, well, he wasn't that good in the regular season.
That's why you can ignore those.
Yeah, he wasn't that good in the regular season anyway.
But, that's all it is. Like,
who's the better playoff player to y'all though between the two, Kobe or Steph? I got Kobe.
Kobe.
Bryant.
Oh man, there's some bad Bryants in there. Post win, real talk, because you want to count that first run. And then count on 4 finals.
Yeah, which years are we talking?
I mean, I know you don't want to count the 2000. What you want to count the 2000?
Well, because remember, me and Chill had a whole.
I do want to count the 2001.
Yeah, we had a whole 30-minute argument about this.
Those are some of his best defensive years of his career.
Not even
he was a horrible scorer like in that 2000s run though.
I'm thinking 2001. He was fantastic in the playoffs. That
year. 01
he was fantastic.
Crazy run.
Because when Chill argued me, Jamal Murray, Kobe, he said he was better than Kobe because blah blah blah, and no one.
When have we had a Kobe Bryant, Jamal Murray conversation?
Last year in literally in Indianapolis, mind you.
Why?
Let me see here.
That sounds terrible.
Still has agendas. He wants to help Shaq in his argument over Jokic. I might take Steph, bro. I don't know. I'll take Kobe because of my legacy. I'll take Kobe. I was saying Kobe as a child. I wasn't saying Steph. Kobe.
You better say Kobe.
He got
some amazing series against your squad.
I was thinking about the finals.
Hey, Val. Kobe used to say the belt.
First off, anybody bringing up them 2000 series with the Lakers Nuggets is a casual. That's a horrible.
You remember that 40? What was it? 49-9.
49.
I don't know. I'll tell you real talk. All I used to see is Aaron Afalo, Kobe lined up on the wing, and I'm like, this is a bucket. Why are you not doubling Kobe? That's exactly what it was.
Yeah,
he frapped Kenya Murray too.
He did what?
It's a business.
I'm on record.
I'm on
record. Y'all cheated. Anthony Carter threw the damn ball across the floor to the wrong person, and y'all lost. Y'all should have lost that series.
I'm on record saying that the best playoff game that I've ever seen with my own eyes is Bryant in 2001 against the Sacramento Kings. It's the best game that I've ever seen. He was fantastic.
Best game you ever seen. All defensive, longevity, not top 10.
Not bad for the 11th best player ever.
Hey, not bad for not top 10 player.
With that being said, real talk, I wasn't in the building when Olajuwon went 49 and 26. I wasn't there for that. I was there. I was there when Bryant went 49 and 16.
Man, Chill such a Jokic hater. If he was there for the 61, 10, and 10 game, he said that's like the 5th best game I've ever seen in my life.
Actually, no.
All right, next up.
I wouldn't.
No, Russell Westbrook lost that game, respectfully.
The Nuggets lost that game. What team?
Nah. But when LeBron loses NBA Finals, it's like he didn't have enough help. No, I'm so sick.
Do I be saying that?
Yeah, you do. All right, next up. Next up.
Accusing me of shit.
Simon718 sent a 2-part super chat. Simon said, clowns on First Take currently discussing how fat Luka is because Magic was running his mouth. Usual ESPN garbage. with that being said, that's why we tune into y'all on the panel. Dub
I don't think that's the best example of why
we have somebody up here that's most
I don't think
known.
that's the best example of why you watch us, because I think
there's somebody
who's
trending on Twitter right now because of a certain player had to put a video out to clear his name, and whoever's running the PC account quote tweeted that with somebody saying Chris Webber better than 15, and that clip has been circulating. So that's not better than ESPN.
I thought that was a hilarious quote.
Agendas.
I thought that was a hilarious quote. Shout out to whoever's running the
PC. Wait, I don't know what happened.
Chris Webber posted a video on Twitter. Basically, he's got some accusations on his name.
Oh, right, about the
Christie, yeah.
Yeah, and then he said if you're gonna lie on my name, delete the videos now. And then the PC account quoted that saying, "Do we have to delete this video of Fox saying Chris Webber's better than Jokic?"
You don't think so?
I thought that was a hilarious quote tweet. I thought
that's good social media right there. That's how you social media.
Shout out to our social media team. You guys know who you are, or you gals know who you are.
That's how you Twitter. But I mean, with that being said, we don't have to delete that. And Chris Webber would stand with me on that because he knows ball.
No, he wouldn't.
Unlike y'all.
I mean, I think Chris Webber should have faith in his ability.
Why wouldn't he? Why would you say that? Why would Chris Webber not say that? Chris Webber came into the game. He's always thought he was one of the better players. Why would he would say
that there was no advantage.
Hey, by the way, Sean Kemp said in '96 that they didn't lose the series to the Bulls in the final because of Michael Jordan.
He said it was Dennis Rodman.
Lost to Rodman.
What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with
that. I agree. It's a fact.
Dennis Rodman was amazing in that series.
MJ got carried. Can we have the conversation? MJ was getting carried by other great players. Carried.
That doesn't mean he got carried.
I wish my GOAT could get carried in the finals.
He did. Jamal. So what did Jamal?
Who was your GOAT?
LeBron.
That's what I want to know.
When LeBron got carried in the finals?
What you say? You have Michael Jordan as the GOAT. What are you talking about?
I ain't see that Kyrie.
I didn't even believe that. That's all.
I ain't see that Kyrie. I ain't see D-Wade.
LeBron is my GOAT. Like let's.
I thought you were talking about your real GOAT.
Is that a picture of LeBron or Michael Jordan in the back?
Jamal done some
relax, bro. Don't look back there.
Oh, okay then.
Because Jamal's done some heavy lifting. Real heavy.
I mean, you got to do some heavy lifting to lift that. But aside from that, y'all, you guys know what's going on tonight. We got game 4 of the NBA Finals, and y'all know we going to be on Playback, Vail, Grillionaire. Y'all know where to find us, but you know who we going to be up there with?
We're going to play back tonight.
Players' choice and pick a side on the main stage tonight, baby. Let's get to
it. Be there with Chet, and I thought we was going to be there with Chet and Siakam. I was like, wait a minute, what the heck?
I was lost, but
like, wait a minute. Ain't they working?
That's what I saw.
I mean, technically, we are going to be up there with them, but you know. But yeah, it's going to be Players' Choice Pick a Side tonight on Playback. Y'all be sure to pull up. You know, we on the main stage, so I can't wait to see y'all.
Remember what Jordan said, Ron? If they win again, you got to take your shirt off. And you said you got to do a dance. Remember Jordan said that last week.
If they win 2 more.
We don't got time for you and Jordan's erotic.
That wasn't me. That was Jordan.
But you're reminding Ron because you don't want him.
I got to remind the host of what somebody on the panel said to him.
Ron, on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being Dennis Rodman when he was with the Bulls, partying every night, or Mother Teresa, what is going to be wrong? What is Ron going to be if the Pacers win 2 more of these games?
Mother Teresa probably used to get.
Don't pull up to the panel next week, y'all.
Madonna.
Don't pull up to the panel next week. Don't trip. I got guests. Swiper, you bring your ass. Hey, Pin, you bring your ass. Everybody else,
that'd be a great story.
Hey, everybody else, I wouldn't pull up. Mars, use your PTO. All right.
Wait, do I got some PTO?
No.
Tell me to.
Hell no, you ain't got no damn PTO. No,
you
bring your ass to work.
You ain't no
PTO trying to hear none of your shit.
PTO belt. You ain't no PTO came with the PTO belt.
How many days they give you, Mars?
Don't disclose
2
that.
belts, so twice as many days.
Still was wrong.
Don't disclose
Rob,
that. Tell him only winners can know that.
He don't even know how many days you should get for PTO. He's so young. He don't even know what number to say. He's like,
typically, Mars, typically you get 8 hours.
The way you guys' country work, where I'm from, you don't need to ask to take days off work. You just don't come in.
Oh yeah, he's in like a 7.
No call, no show.
No, you could just. Hey, I'm not coming in today.
So you are calling, okay? Because
you don't need to request to take days off. But that's 2 weeks in advance. Yeah, I'm not going. You don't need to ask. No, you just
Mars. That depends. That depends on your job, though, right? Like you, not. That's not for everybody.
That's like 87% of jobs.
Hey, real talk. You got it. If you are above 5 years, you're lucky to get 21 days of PTO.
Typically,
Godly.
I think you typically get like 8 hours. 8 hours
2 weeks of PTO.
Well, looking at you crazy if you use too many of the days in a row too.
And by the way, don't get fired because you ain't getting that PTO in a lump sum when it's over. It's over. They're not giving you that money. It's over.
Yeah, you better use that, man.
But you think they should give it to you?
Hell yeah, that's mine.
I wouldn't give you shit.
PTO is a part of my contract. No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking.
As you were saying, Ron.
Go ahead, Ron.
I'm running tight shit.
Simon 718. I feel sorry for the people that work behind the scenes with Oxcourt, but that's probably why it's not going on no more. But Simon 718 said, "Shout out Slick Rick 2. He's running circles around Gulag Dags. That's crazy. Gulag Dags and letting him stir the pot of Chet soup that's going to be added to as the main ingredient after the series ends."
I do think Rick Carlisle is out coaching Mark Daigneault at this point. I do think that.
Actually, I want to reverse a take I said. I said that Chill with Chill at 12 p.m. on Saturdays and Thursdays at 4 p.m., I believe.
That's correct.
I said those shows should be renamed Chill with Chill and Ox because I had respect for Ox, but Ox don't care about people. That's what I realized. He don't care about the little man. He don't want people to get paid, PTO, retirement, 401k. What the hell is that? Chill with Chill is stand. Matter of fact, Chill with Chill and Chill Again. This should be the show on Thursday. That needs to be the whole marketing.
Across
the board. Across the board.
I'm not a scumbag, but around here, you don't work, you don't eat. You know what I'm saying? I'll go get I'll wake my sons up right now. They'll tell you. You know what I'm saying? You don't work, you don't eat. You know what I'm saying? Swiper, no matter what you say, Swiper, you would never take my spot. I know how bad you want to host Chill with Chill. I know how bad you want to be on the screen with Chill. It's just not.
I would be a terrible host for that show. I can't do it. I'll be terrible.
I know you would. See,
hey, speaking of which, yo, Grill,
making brunch in the middle of the show.
Nah, Grillionaire. Hey, my man, it's almost summer. Hey, we gonna start working on that branding.
Man, nah. I like watching Chill with Chill. No, I keep it with them.
Oh no. They can keep that little bullshit show. We got something. I promise you, we got something. Prime time, okay?
Hey Ox, I swear to God, I'm firing this dude when I see him. I swear.
I'm about to see Ron. I'm about to see Ron in a few days. Don't even trip.
Hey, Ox, like in a few days that could be after Game 5. Hey,
I hope so.
What about the Game 5?
You gonna get involved?
I mean, shit.
Then all of a sudden, All's gonna be hosting the show. I don't know.
Now, Mars, you gonna be hosting the show.
They don't let me no more.
Don't trip, Mars. Hey, you'll get all the credentials you need.
Hey, Cheerio. If the Pacers win in 5 and I get with Ron, I'm gonna have to use that PTO. I know I used my PTO last week, but just advance it to me. Advance it.
Hey, Cheerio. If the Pacers win in 5, come to Seattle.
Heard that.
Irregular said, and this is the bigger fish you need to fry, Chill.
It's the sign of the backboard. No, my fuck. Go ahead.
Irregular said, Chill. Doesn't Kyrie give Steph that work when they play? We are not gonna say Kai better though. LOL.
That's actually not wrong.
What did it say?
I like that.
The same argument for De'Aaron Fox over Ja. Like
no,
Kyrie.
Okay. I was distracted by Ron hitting the back.
Kyrie do be going at Steph. That's not wrong.
Man, Kyrie be frying Steph.
Bro, it's a hard hat area, Ron.
I've seen Steph Curry not want. I've seen Steph Curry want nothing to do with Irv. Nothing to do with it.
That Christmas game, Ryan, Steph Curry, 40 minutes.
I've seen that.
Yo, real talk. I'm like, damn.
Damn, y'all under me too. I might shoot some more shots. Hey, somebody go get knocked. Hey, somebody go get a concussion today. Simon 718 said spoke to Chill about this earlier in his live, but as someone who played high school, prep, and for 2 college teams, Carlisle would be an amazing coach to play for the Hoopers on the panel. Do you guys agree?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I would love it.
I like that. I like the offense.
He said the Hoopers, and I see 3 people that ain't Hoopers nodding, by the way. So The Hoopers.
Yeah, you guys know that
Retired.
is crazy.
Retired.
No, but honestly though, I would much rather play for a coach like that got the offense moving. And it's not, and also not even the coach, but I think it's, like the players though. Tyrese, them dudes that want to move the ball, that want to play like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't want to play with Trae Young or Jalen Brunson. You know what I'm saying? Like I would like to play with a dude like
Would
Tyrese.
you rather play for Thibodeau or Rick Carlisle?
No, Carlisle.
Because
this is the reason though, Swiper, because I'll probably well, Swiper, my thing is I wouldn't be a starter, so I wouldn't get to play. I ended up knocking Thibodeau ass out. About you put me in with 30 seconds left when we was up 50. I'm socking on you. Socking on you.
You're gonna be doing.
I need 8 minutes at least, coach. Let me play.
The MFN one and only sitting through a super chat. The MFN said Kyrie and De'Aaron Fox conversations, Luka and Trey and Ant conversations. Yeah, Mavs guards PR on the internet is at an all-time low.
Yeah, I didn't.
Does he know? Does he know Luka is not a Mavs guard? Does he know?
Yeah, I didn't know that people thought De'Aaron Fox was better than Kyrie until like last week.
Luka's
I feel like this panel definitely overrates De'Aaron Fox in my estimation. But yeah, I think Luka is getting drastically underrated.
Luka's not in Trey conversations no more though. That was a thing of the past.
I feel like Luka gonna come back next year and everyone gonna be like, oh, this
Trey's a 25 and 12 passer too. Why not? Why not, Ron? They're both horrible defenders. Why not?
Stop. Have y'all been seeing Luka lately?
I want somebody to answer that question.
Luka looks the same as he looks, bro.
Y'all been seeing Luka lately? Hey,
real talk, bro. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, bro. You gonna mess around and get catfish, bro.
Yeah, you falling for the gimmick,
bro. Hey, you believe in internet pictures, bro? One of these IG baddies gonna catch you slipping.
Nah.
Hey, real talk. By the way, this is how you know. So you probably you get excited. Go to their profile. If it says 0 followers,
they
run AI pages now, bro.
That's nasty.
Since this is a topic of discussion, let's go ahead and see what Luka Doncic has been looking like. I guess the internet is shocked because, Luka maybe has shed a few.
He has a black shirt on.
No, that's not it.
You see those black
shirts? He looks the same, dog.
Y'all area. Look.
No, he does not.
Bro, he looked like this in May when y'all got bounced.
Look,
this is how he looks.
Look, you can see the boy jawline now. Look at him. Look at him, man. Hey, the boy
oh my goodness, Luka finna be averaging 35, 11, and 10 next year.
Man, somebody said in the chat, look at y'all falling for the same gimmick Mavs fan fell for every year, every single year. You know what that is, real talk? You know how you get skinny that fast? I'm not gonna say it on the timeline. You know how you get skinny that fast?
That's not a clear difference.
Look,
he went to LA and started eating vegan tacos and shit.
Shout out to Luka though. If that's a real picture right now, he looks good.
He got a clean shave and everyone forgot how to act.
That's a fact.
The power of a lineup is crazy.
What's that meme? Hey, what's that meme? All you did was step back. All he did was hey, Bell, Luka. He put a black shirt on and took 3 big steps back.
Hezo Mello Jello said LeBron was doing the same thing too when he legit ran the same play and they couldn't stop it. Dub segment about different plays.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Amon Sean put great at telling stories. By the way, he make anything sound so bad.
The best.
It's amazing.
Shout out Iman. Simon 718 with another super chat and said a coach that empowers his players, adjusts his offense to his guard play, and plays with flow, spacing and moving the rock around. That's a dream as a player. Rick Carlisle's a coach's.
All right.
That's insane. Yo, with a fistful of 50s.
Talking about here, bust my ass. You wouldn't bust a nut in the whorehouse with a fistful of 50. Nigga, shut up. All ass.
Okay, what?
Yeah.
How about a dude made an account specifically for me? Nobody pay attention to you, Goofy. Nobody is paying attention to you. Stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. You don't get to talk to me, not you. You don't get to talk to me. Pipe down, as you were saying, Ron.
Wait, can you? How do you? What? How did it go again?
Well, I have a super chat from Hunter. Hunter said Jordan saying he using his eyes. Brother must have 2200 vision because his ass for sure blind to see what he actually be seeing.
Yeah, how can you not think Bill Russell the GOAT? That's crazy.
How could you think Muhammad Ali isn't a good boxer?
He's a good defensive fighter. That one fight,
but he was also knocking. Crazy. By the way, it also needs to be said, Muhammad Ali, before he went to jail unjustly, he was knocking people into their sleep. He took 3 years off. He didn't volunteer that. 3 years off, came back and fought in Georgia, and then he changed his fighting style because he had to.
Which he had to go to Georgia to fight, by the way, because he couldn't get a license anywhere else. That's the only thing.
But just when you say that, the younger people that don't know, I think they might think that you're saying that Muhammad Ali was locked up for 3 years, and that's not what happened.
Well, he got incarcerated.
He was out of boxing for 3 years.
Yeah, and then he was incarcerated because of the not going to the
draft because ain't no Viet Cong ever called him nigga.
Right, I feel that stuff. Yeah, that's what he said. And then he was out of boxing and broke, mind you. He was broke as a doorknob, like for a little bit. Joe Frazier helped him out.
That's why Joe Frazier a real one.
Joe Frazier the best. Yeah, that's a Joe and Joe Frazier. This wasn't they were friends, but Joe Frazier wanted to fight him. That's why he wanted Ali back. He wanted to fight him.
That's respect amongst competitors, though. Respect amongst men that want to, That was real love, and that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I want somebody to bring up Smoking Joe Frazier when he was talking about it, but it was too much yelling going on. We could have had a good conversation right there, y'all.
Yeah,
we should revisit that. We should revisit that on not a Friday.
And Sonny Liston was another one. Sonny Liston, he got punked too, but Sonny Liston was also an elite fighter. Shout out, man.
Gabe Stop said Jordan Poole in trade talks. Don't let the lowlights fool you. Poole had a great season, in my opinion, his best season. What team should trade for Jordan Poole?
Hey, put him on Miami. Miami, I like him so much.
He making way too much money for a contender to trade for.
Oh yeah, he is on that contract.
He's gonna be making like 32 a year.
You don't think he's worth that?
Orlando gonna be hitting that line.
It's a lot. I mean,
remember the cap.
Some creation, maybe.
But I think from the cap standpoint, though, Mark, I think he's still going to be making around 18% of the cap, which is still relatively low. So it just depends on the situation, I guess.
But 32 million for Jordan Poole, like unless you're really devoid of creation, like Orlando, I actually think. Any team that needs guard creation, I'm probably point to one.
Ron, would you rather have Jordan Poole for 30?
Jalen Green?
Well, I guess that's a question. Jalen Green or Jordan Poole for 33?
Oh yeah, Jalen Green is making 33.
Jordan Poole.
Jalen Green's better than Jordan Poole.
I think I'm gonna go with Jay Green.
On offense?
At basketball. Jalen Green's he's just better than Jordan Poole.
I think I'm gonna go with Jay Green. That was tough.
That's why the mic hit you in the face.
It didn't hit me. You know what? Hold on. Shit.
I'm gonna just stay quiet in that regard. Okay.
DSG Piccolo said Ron gonna get a custom jersey that says Haliburton on the back if the Pacers win.
Do you have a Haliburton jersey?
No.
Yeah. It's hanging up on my wall over there.
Yeah, I bet.
When I start streaming on that side of the house, y'all will start seeing all my Pacer gear. But I'm working on, my ensemble and building that side of the house.
Why do you like Wi-Fi don't even work on that side?
Ron, I can't stream over there.
Ron, but you can put it on. You can just get a photo or something on your desk because your desk is clear. It ain't got nothing but tissues on it. Like your desk is literally full.
That's crazy.
Captown Hoops said, "Hey Gramps, I'm with all the smoke. I'll see you anytime, any day. Get your correctional officer ass whooped. 11-0.
Yo, y'all be wilding.
Thanks for the
Fridays are crazy.
Where is that photo from?
Where is
Where was that photo from? I was in my car. I just got finished working out.
And then did you take the photo or somebody else took the photo?
Bro, y'all be on chill head, bro.
No, people be spamming these chill pictures. I just want to know where they from.
Yeah.
Somebody got a picture from you from in the 90s, like with a fresh haircut and a suit on. Like
him, he does. Like think about being on the internet and chasing somebody around the internet. Like he comes into my TikTok lives. He's here the entire time. You are a loser.
That's motion.
Thank you. I appreciate the super chat, though, brother. We appreciate you. Dude talking about he played in Croatia. He played cricket. Shut that up.
Hey, cricket's kind of fun.
Respect cricket. Okay.
You played cards in cricket. That's what you played at the whole house, where you can't get no ass. By the way, goof ass.
Not getting no ass
at the whole house with a handful of 50s is crazy. That is a hell of a sight. Man.
Oh my God.
Your Highness Charles said, why y'all not holding Ox accountable for hating on the Pacers? Ron's nonsense has been hiding Ox's nasty hating. Focus on the real issue.
Your Highness is right. Ox had the Knicks smoking these dudes. He was like, why are we even having this conversation about the Knicks and the Pacers?
He said
I didn't know that thinking the Knicks would beat the Pacers is hate.
You said the Pacers won a real conference finals team.
In fact, not only did he say they won a real conference finals team, he said
you still were hating.
Okay, well, let me say what I'm saying. I don't think that's hate. I think that's just my observation. I could be wrong, but that's just how I look at it.
Your observation. Yeah, is there a difference between hating and being wrong? I think so.
I think there is.
I think that's I thought there was 4 teams in the East that were more conference final worthy than the Pacers, and the Pacers proved me wrong. The Pacers won those games. I don't think that's hate. I think that's just me saying, well,
are they championship worthy now?
Ox, you said the NBA is whack as hell. It says a lot about the NBA if the Indiana Pacers are in the NBA finals.
He said
not just the Pacers, OKC too.
He said OKC and Indiana being in the finals shows how trash the NBA is. Is that not hate?
I believe that, Morris. I believe that.
Who should have been in the finals?
That's kind of hating, bro.
Denver and Boston.
So you think that would have been a real finals if it was Denver and Boston?
Denver in Cleveland. Shit, I'd take the Clippers in Cleveland. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I just got the Clippers going into the finals.
You did.
OKC, like look, OKC is. These teams are here. They earned it. They won. But Denver's better than OKC. Cleveland and Boston are better than the Pacers.
I think you should just own your hate. Like, I don't see the problem.
What I'm saying is, Mars, everything I'm saying, I stand on and I believe. Now, if that is categorized as hate, which I didn't know it was, then fine, I'm a hater.
There you go. Okay.
You know what I think you should do? Take that bad take and eat it, hater. All right.
I am getting kind of hungry, Ron. So could you hurry up? I am hungry.
Yeah, it's about that time.
Yeah, for sure.
It is. I was really supposed to eat 45 minutes ago. It's way past my eating time.
All Dubs Noel said, how about next PC weekend? 1v1 tournament. Few of us from the chat and y'all. Winner gets a 10-pack.
Please put
y'all coming to Indy?
Please put that together.
Pulling up. I need.
I can pull up.
We could do that. We could do that in the gym. In the gym that we shot them debates in. That's perfect style for me.
I live right next to Indy.
Well, the outdoor courts that we were playing at by the stadium were nice too.
I can't play a full day outdoor no more. My knee can't handle it. I gotta play inside.
Yeah, that's facts.
I just think that has to be some
basketball. Ron might win as long as Trey ain't there. Trey there.
You say one-on-one, Trey gonna pull up. He just gonna emerge.
It's no way y'all think Trey gonna beat Ron one-on-one, bro. It's no way you believe that.
He already busted him down. What are you talking about, bro? Like Ron.
It's no way you really believe that.
What I want to know is what it looked like in Indiana.
Shout out to Trey.
We are in Indianapolis in the Pacers win the world championship. How am I dealing with Ron?
World championship.
Yes, I'm
world
sorry.
Championship,
let me rephrase that. The NBA championship.
Nah,
how am I dealing with Ron? If
World Championship, American exceptionalism. We're here.
How am I dealing with Ron if we in Indianapolis? How
Ron gonna be just like Reggie Miller on the sideline at that damn game when he had.
No, I'm not. You want to know who I'm gonna be like on the sideline? And we gonna burn Indy down. See, me and this man right here gonna burn Indy down, boy.
But that super chat though, seriously, and Mars, I'm happy that you brought that up too when you did. Like, keep pushing that issue because I'm tired of not playing enough basketball when we link up. Like, we're a basketball pie. I'm talking about Damo and them dudes was playing ball just the other day.
Yeah, I was there.
They'll beat us though.
Yeah,
come on, bro. That's not even. We don't even got to get into that. That's not even funny. We don't got to get into
Monday, and there's no one day designated just to play basketball. I feel like
we did have a day designated to play basketball. Mark,
when we was in the city, we was in the city.
Wasn't a day
and I was like,
designated.
and you and Jordan got to talking crazy. Me and JD went outside. I seen hoop courts across the street. I said, I'll go to Big Five and get basketball right now. And y'all was talking about, oh, my shoes.
Yeah. I had Concords on. I'm not playing.
And what I said, take your shoes off. We can just shoot about it then. We don't even got to play.
Take the shoe. We were filming. And it wasn't like it was just right now.
That's my point. Film some basketball.
All right, chill.
And I'm not even trying to call you out, Swiper, as much as I'm just saying.
No, you wouldn't either. I know. I get you.
I'm more.
Hold on. Don't make me pull a pin. Hey, don't make me pull a pin. I'm a better shooter than you, dribbler than you, free throw shooter than you. I got taller than you. I got more baddies than you. I got more money than you. I got more degrees than you. I cook better than you. I shot better than you. I drive better than you.
Stop. You don't cook better than me.
I mean tonight. Not on Monday. I mean tonight. I see you do tonight.
All right, chill.
The only thing you said true right there, Swiper, is that you shoot better free throws than me. You got more baddies than me, and you got more degrees than me. Other than that,
you got more baddies than us?
Hell yeah.
No.
Hell yeah. I don't got no
said
baddies.
Pin, not me. Pin.
I don't got no baddies. I don't even know what baddies are. I don't even that shit. Ooh, baddies. What the fuck? Baddies.
Jamal
credit score is 300.
Jamal said, how you break down a defender with your dribbling? If your dribbling is what separates a good ball handler to an elite ball handler, I don't know what he's trying to say right here.
Yeah, he's saying that you're wrong about what you said about Derrick Rose.
Oh,
he broke down all of his defenders in front of him.
Well, Ron, I think pull out
blew by all his defenders.
You already got rid of that one, Ron?
Wait, what did he say?
So, but I'm saying how you break down your defender with your dribbling is what separates good ball handler to an elite ball handler. I think that's fine with that.
Sounds pretty self-explanatory.
All right.
Hey, Boy Century's right, Ron. You ain't worn a hat since me and Real Talk asked you about your buttons in the back.
Simon 718 said,
Ron, you better call Leaf Diggy. Have him send you something new, man.
Hey, Leaf's who I got it from. Hey, Leaf a real stylish fly.
That was the Leaf brim.
That was no real talk. That was a Leaf. That came straight from the Brim Reaper himself.
Shout out my dog Leaf. Hey, Leaf.
Shout out Leaf.
Only real runs can rock a brim like that for real.
My man Leaf Diggs.
Hey, bro, I'm not gonna lie. Real talk. He look like a little kid. You know, you take him outside. You gotta protect their eyes from the sun. The hat's all lying out like
this. Simon 718 said, Jordan, that girl you've been training that I saw on your TikTok is nice as hell for her age. Way ahead of the curve.
That's not because of Jordan. She was just tough.
Oh, Lord. That's called.
It's just random.
That's
definitely put in that work.
Absolutely, that's it. Yeah, absolutely.
It's Chris John became a YouTube member. Shout out to my man Chris John for joining up. Appreciate you for sticking around too. The next guy up said, if my Thunder lose tonight, I'll donate $500 tomorrow. Shea dropping 40 on them hard. OKC in 6, and Shea will have the best run since 1998 Jordan. Right. You know, if he donates
There's been
tomorrow,
many runs better than 98 Jordan.
He donated nothing.
Give me a dollar. That's about some fun.
If he donates tomorrow, that means he's donating strictly to chill, not chilling ox, strictly to chill. So we'll be expecting to see you there tomorrow, the next guy up, because well, these niggas is losing tonight.
Leaf, you ain't getting no strays, Leaf. We were showing love. We were showing love to you, Leaf.
They were straight shots. I don't know what to tell you.
Those wasn't strays. We were sending shots at Ron because he think you. He ain't the Brim Reaper.
Brim extendo.
Yo, where did he get that picture from, Swiper?
Bro, people be stalking my accounts, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro.
Is that hair in your head? Wait, was that when you were hanging on to the last?
No, it wasn't hanging on nothing.
What? I didn't even think that was really you.
I definitely thought he put somebody. I thought he put your face on somebody else's head.
That looked like a mugshot. What was you going through right there?
So you go straight to black man in jail, huh?
That's what it looked like. Swiper
look like a mugshot. Look like my mug.
Why are you looking like that in the pictures?
First off, I'm at a shorty's house. I'm at a shorty's house with a jumpsuit on.
Hey, I'm glad you left her in the past because it looked like she was putting you through some things, brother.
That was a fresh cut, bro. Yeah.
Is that the HBCU hoodie?
It is. That's the boy black.
A lot of these, a lot of support black.
Yeah, I thought that was Photoshop.
See, Swiper, that's why you got that. That's why you got that look on your face right there, because you was over there with the white girl talking about some support, and she wasn't going for it.
That woman holding the camera is indeed not a white woman. She was indeed a black woman.
She took that picture of you?
Ron, hey, you want to start this, bro? Because I would love to do it. I got time.
Swiper, like,
I got time.
She might not mess with you. She took that picture of you.
Ron, somebody in the chat said you like hey, wait, hold on, real talk.
You ain't got no job?
Hold on, real talk. Somebody in the chat. Ron, somebody in the chat said you built like a black and mild. So you want to start with me and keep this going? Like, what do you want to do?
Hey, Ron, that's not all it said, Ron. It said you built like a wine-flavored wood tip black and mild.
We talk about the two worst shapes on the panel right now.
Worst shapes?
We talking about the two worst shapes on the panel.
String bean, dog. What you talking about? Worst shape?
I'm gonna stay out of that part.
Swiper.
Ron,
yesterday you posted a video of you working out on Twitter. And the thing about it is, we couldn't even focus on your shape because your head looked like, it looked like, what's that above your head, above your head grillionaire? What's that?
Hey.
This is what your head looked like. It looked like a Destructo disc.
Hey, Ashley Larry. Put Ashley Larry
your head looked like a Destructo disc. We couldn't even focus on anything else.
Do me a favor. Flex your shoulders real quick. You got any muscles up there? Flex your shoulders. Just straight, ear to ear. Straight ear to ear and arm. That's all it is up there. But you still looking petite. Put some weight on. Go eat
Next
some
time
meat,
you
bro.
go work out, wear some real shorts. Don't go in there
with the Stairmaster doing something. I'm taking care of business.
You wasn't on the Stairmaster. You was doing squats.
I had just got off the Stairmaster, started lifting again.
You did the 20 minutes.
I do both.
I like that challenge.
I bet not ever see that much of your thighs ever.
Ron,
Ron, you act like when we was.
I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there.
Remember we was in India. We was shooting live, and Swiper had them shorts on, and who was sitting right next to him had to turn. It was Chill. Chill had to keep his head this way, because he couldn't turn right because Swiper thigh meat was all in his face. He had on them green biker shorts.
Oxen, you built like Eddie Curry. So I don't want to hear nothing.
You had some mind, right? You had some mind. Built like Eddie Curry.
Hey, Oxen, wait, hold on. I know for a fact that Chris Rock from New Jack City ain't talking to you about how you built.
Crazy.
You need to sit up there and hush.
Yo, I know one thing.
From Indy to All-Star Weekend to today, in between each one, I have lost 10. I lost 15 and lost 10 from today. Stop.
In 2006, y'all would have been a hell of a front court,
and I'm up here with it too. Stop.
Hey, real talk. Could you imagine Eddie Curry playing with Carlos Boozer? That would have been a hell of a time, boy.
Which one's who? Which one's who?
Carlos Boozer is crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Which one's who?
MP13. MP13 says, Swiper, go get that glaze sauce. This is nonsense.
Yeah,
I wasn't here. What was going on?
Hey, Swappy. Hey, Ron, you've come a long way since them commercials. You know, the donate opinion that commercial.
I'm about to say,
yo, all right.
Oh, hey, wait, hold on.
Yo, that's not even funny. That's out of pocket.
Hey, real talk. Hey, real talk. Hey, hold on. See, just test them off. You hear them flies?
No, yo,
that's right. Yo. Okay.
Holy fuck. Yo. Hey, Swiper, if Penn was here right now, he'll light your ass up, bro.
I'm about to call Penn up here. That's insane.
Yo, that's hilarious. Yo.
Mind Goblin sent to a member chat.
Hey, Ron, don't worry. Angelina Jolie might pick you next time.
That's the only reason why I did it.
Angela might pick you next time.
Mind Goblin says Swiper pick is pure motion.
Man.
We got another super chat from James Evans. James said Mike Tyson's resume is actually overrated. Who did he beat? That was great.
Dude, I wonder how Angela be over there. Just like, which one do I want to get today? That's crazy.
It's not funny.
Do they hand her a book or a pamphlet of them? Does she go through the like? How does she choose? I don't know. That's crazy. Man, I got crazy work.
Yo, shout out Angelina.
Yo, Mars. Yo, bro, you gotta wrap this shit up before it go too far, bro.
Mad Max Sports Talk said once Kawhi got offensive responsibility, he started ducking fades. Using role player Kawhi is crazy.
That's not true at all. He was an all NBA player when he went DPOY. So hush.
Second in MVP. So unanimous step.
Yeah, I seen that super chat with Max sent it. I just don't like it.
Super chat from Barry Haynes. Barry said Draymond.
Wait, Ron, my bad. Go like this. My bad. Super chat.
Barry Haynes said Draymond should have a case for top 5 defenders ever. I won't take anyone else to guard 1 through 5 officially than Dre. Maybe Rodman, but still.
Top 5 ever feels like a stretch. Bill and Hakeem are like easy for me. Then I'll go KG and Tim over Draymond. And then like you got Ben Wallace, you got Dennis Rodman. Like, oh, he's 5 at best, I guess. 5 at best.
Hunter said Marcus Smart is greater than Pippen. That hardware speaks volumes.
He does.
He trolling.
Yeah, clear troll.
Yeah. Some Boston fans, man.
The Juice 26 became a YouTube member. Shout out to Juice. Jesus sent through a members chat and said TJ over Peyton, or do you still need more convincing?
TJ Con over who? Peyton who?
Peyton Pritchard.
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
He'll never reach those scoring heights, but he's better defender for sure. Pritchard had 40-something in the game this year with Derek White.
And bucket.
DSG Piccolo said, y'all think we're going to get the Melo versus Mike Beasley one-on-one? That Beasley
does it.
Melo literally said, I'm never doing it. He said, I'm never doing it. He said he'll support it, but he'll never do it. I'm not going to lie. I would not want Melo to play in that league either. I mean, he's as big as it gets. ISO Joe, yes, but Melo's not doing that. Melo also said that he said that he's never actually lost one-on-one, which I'm not gonna lie to you is believable. It's believable. NBA Melo, I can believe it's never lost one-on-one before.
I'm not sure about all that. I just think Melo probably cost too much.
I would love to see it, but it's not realistic. Yeah.
Oh, that would be fantastic. Melo versus Beasley once.
Melo getting smoked. That's what I do now. Melo getting smoked.
Hell no.
Nah, he done. He getting smoked.
Melo.
Melo is he's not as tall. He's 6'8". Melo's stronger, and he's a technician. Remember, Melo ain't gonna do a bunch of like spin. It's gonna be boom, 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 bucket,
right.
boom, 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 bucket.
He gonna do that to a loss. That's fine.
I mean, Mike Beasley can play without a dribble too, man.
That's what I'm saying. You got to guard Mike too, though.
But real talk, all that carrying and traveling and shit, that's not gonna work against Melo. Melo cooking his ass, bro.
I mean, Melo,
nobody getting smoked.
Remember what real talk. Remember what he said. Melo said literally, I got criticized my whole NBA career for being too good of a one-on-one player. Like I'm in a different tier than everybody. Like my whole career was being defined by being a one-on-one player for good and for bad.
Yeah, I don't know if Melo gonna play, but I know B should probably leave KD alone though.
Yeah,
I think it's KD a couple times.
I think it's in most best interest to leave KD out.
KD would do it for free, Ron. That's how bad it is. Like,
I'm sure B's probably got at KD before. I'm pretty sure they played against each other plenty of times. But I'm just saying, I don't think
they did at a park.
I don't think this version of B's can hang anymore. I think B's maybe back in the day and earlier. I'm pretty sure he could. I don't think he can hang anymore. He only a couple years older than me.
There's a video of them going back and forth at a park. It wasn't one-on-one. It was like a 5-on-5, but like both of them was going crazy though.
That was like 20.
Yeah, I remember that vid.
Yeah, that's a long time ago. Yeah, that's a while ago.
And obviously B's still been hooping. He's still been in the basketball world. He's still a phenomenal basketball player. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no problems, but I think he should probably leave KD alone. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna just start saying these are AI pictures because there's no way that
has these. No, they're not AI. They're just people finding, just
people stalking you for real. That's
yeah.
crazy.
I mean,
this gotta be motion. This gotta be too much motion. There's no way.
Too much.
There's just no way.
You like the nigga that was.
I have a few people now in my streams that do that. They just now screenshot at like the worst opportune times. I'm like, y'all are weird. Y'all just keep these pictures in your phone. I don't understand. What are you doing with a
real talk? It's not just pictures though. Real talk. It's videos and clips. Everything. I've seen a lot of different shit.
Real talk.
You gotta know what they're doing with those images.
Swipe in that picture right there. That wasn't. I know for a fact that wasn't just a one picture day. That was a photo shoot. You was in that photo shoot. You was in that photo shoot taking jail pictures and everything. You know what I'm saying? All down here with it. You know what I'm saying? I know for a fact he was going crazy now.
Nah,
that's a real
has
picture.
to be AI.
That's a real picture.
No, that was I used to make funny videos.
That's you impersonating Drewski?
Okay. You were making fun of somebody. Okay.
That's crazy, bro.
Jack Boy or young Jack Boy.
That's what I'm telling y'all, man. Like, y'all, we heroes, bro. I mean, we at some point, we just gotta say that we heroes to people, bro. They literally will find us everywhere, bro.
Swipe lived a long life.
Yeah, man. I'll take that responsibility, bro. I'll take that responsibility. I'll be your hero. No problem.
Young Jack Boy 2330 said, "Where do you think KD went?
Where do you think
KD would end up at?"
Yeah,
man, Spurs more than likely. Goodness
probably
gracious.
on some NBA team somewhere.
I don't know no more, bro. It's like 20 teams.
I don't know if I like him on the Spurs though.
Yeah, because LeBron
like
got more chances to win.
That front court kind of scrawny.
Miami sounds great. Give him Tyler Hero.
That shit ain't happening.
Hey, I want him on
Pat Riley
personally. I want to see him and Ant together, but it ain't happening.
Miami don't get nobody. It's okay. Gonna be here for a while.
TCKLOL sent through a super chat and said the Fox over Kyrie take might be one of the worst takes I've heard on PC. I'm convinced folks just don't actually watch Kyrie at this point and just have him have a set idea about him.
I don't even think that's one of the. I don't even think that's one of the 10 worst takes I've heard in the last.
Yeah, not at all. I don't know what
it might be 2 days too. I heard John Stockton has a better handle than Chris Paul.
Oh my goodness!
I'm sorry. I heard Pete Kawhi is better than Shaq.
That was yesterday.
That was literally yesterday. Literally.
Stockton versus
T-Mac was in
having a better handle
That was like 2 days
worst
ago.
take.
That's not crazy though. That one's not crazy.
I've heard some.
Y'all gotta stop. See, we be going to we be wanting to show. I understand it because I'm a T-Mac fan too. I want to show love to T-Mac too. We don't have to show love by saying he's Kevin Durant.
2003.
Now we're just
everything KD do, and some things better.
A lot
what
of
I will say is,
hey Ron, what were you doing right here?
All right, y'all. Look, I got 2 more super chats, and I'm getting the hell up out of here.
Hey, Ron, you look like the scary.
I see y'all on Demon Time today. I will not be participating with y'all. War V Room said teams don't guard the air like he settles, though. I watch a lot of their games, and teams guard him like he's a slasher. That helps playmaking.
Yeah, they go into every screen.
Teams are baiting the jump shot, I guess is how you
right.
Yeah, which is why he takes. I get it why he does, because it's like, oh, if you're just gonna go under every screen, I mean, I might as well shoot this. But no, sometimes you just got to turn down an open shot. I don't know.
Mars, what happened? What you said was going to happen, and what we kind of talked about, and I was afraid was going to happen, is exactly what ended up happening with De'Aaron. I think getting in the gym with Steph, you know what I'm saying, and shooting for that. I think he kind of start falling back on it a little too much. Where it's like, De'Aaron, your shot, your 3 ball got better, but that doesn't mean we need you to live in.
It should be a counter, not a go-to.
Yeah,
exactly.
He started hunting 3-point attempts, and I didn't like that. Now there was a start, like the part of the season, I think it was the first part of like last year, where he was shooting like 9 and hit like 40% of them. I was like, whoa, if we doing this.
The ant leap before the ant leap.
Yeah. But that fell off quickly.
All right, y'all. And last but not least, Renji sent through a super chat. It said the Thunder's game plan was literally to trap Kyrie on the ball, and him being able to pass out of that won them the series.
Was a part of it, yeah.
Yeah.
PJ Washington.
A starting point guard in the NBA can pass out of a double team where you got something.
Why don't PJ get that Sean Livingston gaze, man? Because, hey, he was hell of a series. Hey, like you got to think, Sean Livingston gets some unspeakable talks these days.
But why are you putting PJ Washington with Sean Livingston? I don't know.
I'm just saying because the troll talks, not like the real talks.
PJ Washington is actually doing some things. I don't know. He won him a series. Shout out to him.
Shout out PJ Washington, and then his other two guys couldn't get him a championship. But either way it goes, we will see you guys tonight on Playback. It'll be us and Pick a Side, and also Pascal Siakam and Chet Holmgren. So y'all be sure to pull up so you can celebrate with me post-game when the Pacers go up 3-1. In the meantime,
I look like Pascal.
I'm about to say, Swiper, why Ron all over my shoulder like that? Swiper ain't even here no more. Ron, get off my shoulder. Breathing all on my